right now you're like, what the hell's Blockbuster?
People are listening to this all over. There's like this concessions and ticket booths.
Oh,
So
perfect.
it's great. There's two. Yeah, there should be two.
I
There's
saw
four of
there's
them. Two the flags.
Okay. there's just a few things that we do differently.
There's
okay?
a few unique rules.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at the horse. Is that the horse I'm riding in on tonight?
Yep.
The white one? Yes.
Okay, she's going way too
She's
fast.
fast. Dang, that's the horse I'm riding in at.
Are
the
you
bash
really riding
tonight.
a horse?
Yeah.
Are you riding the horse?
Yeah,
Phil Willett is riding a horse.
I used to break horses when I was a kid.
Oh.
And that's no joke.
Boy, the stuff I learned about Phil Willett. But do you know if they're true or not?
They're true. I would never lie.
Palandri?
Palandri.
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 Pa.
Palandri.
Pa. How do I spell pa? How do I spell pa? Palandri. Palandri's the quarterback.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, heads up, they're hearing everything now on our line.
Oh.
Are they going to bring the horses on the turf? No? Rodeo's tame's not going to be happy.
It's the Game of the Week, brought to you by the Montana Chevy Dealers. And sponsored by the Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW, Northwestern Energy, Pepsi, and Opportunity Bank.
And welcome everyone to Vigilante Stadium. We're in Dillon. It's homecoming 2023. This is the SWX Game of the Week. Rocky Erickson alongside Phil Willett. The Montana Western Bulldogs at home up against the Battling Bears of Rocky Mountain College. Phil, what a team for the Bulldogs. 19th ranked in the nation, averaging almost 40 points a game. How about almost 500 yards of offense a game?
Yeah, going into the season, they were a little bit underrated, I felt, because they're so young in their skill positions. I think they kind of caught people off guard. I think they're underranked at 19th, honestly. I think they're better than that. I've watched them several times this year. They have a young trigger man in Michael Palandri. He's off to a fabulous start. The wide receivers are freshmen and sophomores, and they are spectacular with the balls in their hands. Coach Norris' son, Eli, one of the most electrifying players in this league. He's a joy to watch. It's going to be wonderful to see him on TV today. They're so good with the ball in their hands, and their offense can score from anywhere on the field.
Eli Norris, the coach's son, he has scored a touchdown in every game this season. He's averaging 116 yards a game. That's best in the Frontier, top 10 in the NAIA. Rocky Mountain College, they started the season 2-0. They knocked off nationally ranked Dickinson State. They could have easily been 3-0, Phil. They were up 20-0 at home against Carroll. Carroll came back and won 21-20, but Rocky has struggled the last couple of games.
Yeah, they're coming off a 2-game losing streak. They are pretty banged up. You know, they lost their quarterback, Norback, early in the season. And, you know, they've struggled a little bit on offense. Their defense is still playing very, very well, keeping them in ball games. I think they're third in the conference in defense with an offense that's really quite anemic, honestly. So that's a tribute to that strong defense. That's going to be an interesting battle to watch. Rocky's defense against Western's offense.
It's always exciting when Rocky and Montana Western hook up. This is going to be a great game today. The SWX Game of the Week as Montana Western host the Battling Bears of Rocky.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
It's fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but incredible. A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Our kids love to play. Whether they're playing outside or playing house or playing dress up. There's one game they're playing all the time. They love to imitate you. You're setting an example. Make sure it's one you can live with and one she can.
Getting set for the coin flip as the Bulldogs have Montana Western at home up against the Bears of Rocky. And Bulldogs, they do not lose a whole lot of games at home the last 5 years. A spectacular win-loss record of 20-3. One of those losses, though, was against Rocky here in Dillon a year ago, 41-26. That game, it was 7-6 Rocky at the break. And a high-scoring second half. Then, of course, Phil, who could forget what took place 2 years ago here in Dillon? Last game of the regular season. They played for a share of the Frontier Conference title with a playoff berth on the line. Western won in double overtime, 50-42. John threw for 328 yards and 4 touchdowns. An all-world wide receiver, Nate Simpkins, with 9 catches, 159 yards, and 3 touchdowns. When these two teams meet, anything can happen.
Yeah, there's normally fireworks when these two teams meet. Both offenses have been, the past few years, have been just super explosive. And Western this year, we mentioned in the pregame, almost 40 points a game. New quarterback this year, Michael Palandri. He is off to a fabulous start here as the gunslinger here for Coach Ryan Norris's offense. And a young group of wide receivers that really know what to do when they have the football in their hands. It's going to be exciting to watch an explosive Western offense and a really strong Rocky defense this year.
It's so young. I mean, Palandri's only a sophomore. Then you got Eli Norris, the leading wide receiver. In the conference, only a freshman. So the Montana Western Bulldogs are in the red uniforms. The Battling Bears of Rocky in the white. Homecoming 2023. Rocky and Phil here in Dillon, and this game is underway. And the return from the 3-yard line. Oh, upended. And on that return was Barnett for Rocky. So Rocky's offense is on the field with their backup quarterback, Luke Holcomb. Big kid, 6'5", 210 out of Washington. He's completed 59% of his passes this season. Last week in that loss to Southern Oregon, he had 188 yards. He threw for 279 against Eastern Oregon. Now, Rocky struggled big time on the ground last weekend. Just 10 rushing yards in that great game. And Holcomb wants to throw on first down. Flushed out of the pocket, and he is taken out. Wow, what a tackle.
That's actually number 14, Graydon Buell, in there. Holcomb, I don't know if he's hurt. We didn't get into pregame knowledge of Holcomb being out, but yeah, the transfer, Graydon Buell from Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Well, Buell has been their starter, so it's going to be interesting. Buell, last week against Southern Oregon, was 7 of 14, so Buell is the quarterback, not what the two deep listed. It's going to be second down and 13, and Wilcox goes nowhere, their leading rusher. He's rushed for 390 yards on the season, but as I mentioned, they've struggled the last two games. Rockies rushed for a combined 56 yards.
Well, Braden Smith there on the tackle for the Bulldogs, and he's the guy we're going to call a lot from Whitehall, Montana. The front seven for Western is very, very stout and very veteran. It's a young secondary here for the Bulldogs, but the front seven is very, very good.
Killian, the leading receiver, it's going to be third down and long, third down and 14. Three wide receivers left side. Buell stays in the pocket over the middle, wide open. Pass complete. Waddell moved the chains. First down, Jack Waddell. Out of Laurel, he was on that team that won a state championship against Billings Central. Game I announced in Lockwood.
Well, a stunt up front there, just a four-man pressure for the Bulldogs, picked up nicely by Rocky's front five here. You'll watch, well, we'll see the end of the replay there, but wide open was Waddell. We talked about the inexperience of the secondary for the Bulldogs showing up right there.
Buell, 6'2", 215-pound junior out of Cheyenne. Empty backfield for Buell, and Waddell's wide open again. And that's a gain of about 6.
Brady Mounts and Drew Humphrey in on the tackle. Drew Humphrey, a true freshman from Billings West, starting at corner for the Bulldogs here today on this near sideline. His older brother will be I assume will be the starting running back. They kind of platoon the running backs for the Bulldogs. We'll see who gets to start when they go on offense.
Pickup of 7 on first down. It's going to be second down and 3. Rocky in their first offensive possession. They near midfield. Just one running play so far. Buell over the middle again, finds another open receiver. That's Killian, their leading receiver, his 22nd catch on the year. The whole world knows Rocky's going to throw, and their receivers are wide open.
Yeah, they're just picking good spots in the zone. Western playing zone, soft coverage right now for the Bulldogs. A two-deep look. Look at how far the corners are playing off here, and they're just picking them apart. Good job by Buell on this first drive.
It's going to be first down and 10. Play fake. Buell in trouble. Buell will run, spins out of a tackle, and Buell to the 30-yard line for a pickup of 8 for the quarterback.
Well, good run there by Graydon Buell. Like you said, the spin move and elusive there in the hole for Graydon Buell. You couldn't have asked for a better drive to start this game if you're Rocky.
No huddle offense for Rocky. We're just underway. First possession. Matthews going to come into motion. Wilcox gets the call, finds a hole, first down. And Wilcox to the 20-yard line. He went for 132 yards against Eastern Oregon this year.
Yeah, Zaire Wilcox has been doing it for a while for Rocky. Very elusive in the hole is Wilcox, and tough to bring down. He's not a big guy, but boy, he runs hard, and he runs north and south.
11-10 left. His scoreless first quarter. First down and 10 for Rocky. They work from the 21-yard line. Buell out of the shotgun. Wilcox will come into motion. Buell flushed out, rolls left. Buell's in trouble. He's going down. He's going to be sacked, and it's going to be a loss of 2.
Well, the second sack here for the Bulldogs in this first drive, but that time Buell didn't look decisive like he has early in this drive. He was a little bit, I think that's going to be the key for the Bulldog defense. They're going to have to put pressure on Buell to protect this young secondary.
It's going to be second down and a dozen for Rocky. And there's movement, and there's a flag. Last week, Phil, I was in Havre for the Eastern Oregon MSU Northern game. We had 26 combined penalties, and that's going to go against Rocky. Now, I never got in trouble for this line, but I did say that The officials threw the flag so often they had to ice their arms after the end of the game.
They were just like major league pitchers, right? Get
Exactly.
after the game and put their arm in the ice bucket. Was that accepted penalties? 27 accepted? So that means there's even probably 35 or so
Oh, it was
total
long.
that, there's a few that don't get accepted in a game.
Empty backfield again. 5 are set to go out. Second down and long. Buell, quick pass over the middle, and Waddell makes the catch for a short gain. This brings up a long third down, but they have an excellent kicker in Wyatt Brusman. If they come up short here, Rocky definitely in field goal range. Points a game on the season, but they give up just 19. They give up just 311 yards a game. Strong defensively. It's going to be third down and long for Rocky on their first drive. Buell will roll right. Pass is caught by Waddell again. Waddell is going to be short, and we will probably see the field goal unit on. We will.
I was about to say, I wonder if they'll go for it. They're, nothing to lose now. They're 1-3 in conference, 3-3 overall. That's right now in the league. They're out of it for the conference title. There's not going to be anybody with 3 losses, I don't think, when this thing's all said and done.
And Ty Reynolds will hold for Brusman. This is going to be a 32-yard field goal attempt, and it is good. And Rocky on the scoreboard first. They lead 3-0 up against the 19th ranked team in the nation, the Bulldogs of Montana Western.
Well, good opening drive there for Rocky. Couldn't have asked for other than to finish it off, but Graydon Buell looked for the most part solid in the pocket. He did, on the last set of downs there, was a little bit happy there on the first down sack, but going to have to figure that out in the secondary for the Bulldogs. Their wide receivers just too much space against that zone coverage defense.
Brusman, his third field goal of the season. Phil, West High has a kicker this year, Jacob Coway. Next year, he's going to be playing in the SEC at Kentucky. Every one of his kickoffs go either through the uprights, through the end zone. And he is one of the most phenomenal kickers I've seen since Travis Dorsch, who kicked at Bozeman, who went on and played at Purdue and in the NFL.
Yeah, and Travis, I believe, still has the state record for the longest field goal.
64-yarder.
64-yarder, yeah.
Sandpoint, Idaho. Well, he's got 8 of the top 10 longest field goals in state history. Brusman's kick, and we'll have a return from the 2-yard line. Out across the 15, the 20-yard line, near the 25-yard line is where the Bulldogs offense will take over.
It was a long run for Tanoka to just get it out to the 25-yard line. He ran about 100 yards all the way across the field. Got it out to just past the 25, 26, 27-yard line.
And now we get to see one of the most explosive offenses in the Frontier Conference, in the entire nation. And a flag on the play. Montana Western averaging 37 points a game. On the ground, 197 yards a game. First in the conference. Through the air, 276. Number 1 in the Frontier. And total offense, 473 yards a game. Very impressive. They almost had 300 yards rushing in that huge win against nationally ranked Tech. They go up against their rivals, nationally ranked, on the road, and they pick up a win. That was huge.
Yeah, their offense was unstoppable. I was up at the game, and Tech just couldn't stop the Bulldog offense. They could do whatever they wanted.
And Palandri will hand it off. And on the carry, I think that's going to be Humphrey. And he kind of, or was that Curvin? He kind of tripped up before he got the line.
Yeah, Jake Humphrey there on the carry. You're going to see 3 backs for the Bulldogs, Humphrey, Gibson, and Curvin. Curvin's been a little dinged up. He didn't play last week against Montana Tech, so it'll be interesting to see how much he gets in today.
Gain of about 4 on first down for Montana Western. Rocky leads early. And they're going to go to the air. Pass is caught on the sidelines. And Isaiah Thomas makes the catch, his 13th. And that's going to be a first down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Palandri is a different type of player than they've had here in John Jund. You see right there in the little quick left rollout, Palandri gets out of the pocket to throw, where if you remember, John Jund was a runner when he got out of the pocket. He's been very impressive here in his first season as the starter for the Bulldogs.
Palandri's put up some really big numbers. On the ground they go again. A gain of just a couple. You know, when you can establish a good running game, Phil, I mean, you can win at any level of football. Look what the Bobcats are doing.
Yeah, it just establishes a presence up front. You know, those front five in any football team, they take pride in being able to run the football. There's nothing better than those big guys up front wanting to run block.
It's going to be 2nd down and 8 for the Bulldogs. Their first offensive possession. Rocky scored on a 32-yard field goal. Palandri flushed out of the pocket. He'll roll right. Palandri throws on the run. Pass is caught. I think it's going to be Thomas again, and that's going to be enough for another first down for Montana Western. No, as John Kirkley makes the catch, his 15th reception of the year.
They came in
no
and
catch.
Ruled it incomplete. The ref that was right there called it complete.
He did.
The back judge came in and overruled him. That's an interesting call there from the referee right there. Obviously, we're not going to be able to see it on the replay.
And the officials aren't going to ask to look at the replay, are they?
No, absolutely not.
So we can say it's a catch even though it wasn't, and be right. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 for the Bulldogs.
Rocky showing pressure here. Will be interesting to see if they come off the edge. And they do bring it inside, actually.
Palandri, here comes the pressure. Palandri's got to get rid of it, unable to do so. He gets knocked out, and Rocky holds the Bulldogs on their first offensive series, and they're getting the ball back here.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable start for Rocky. After, you know, coming with the 2-game losing streak here, to go down and get points in the first drive, you can see here, picked up the blitz there pretty nicely, but Palandri decides to run, and a good job running him down there, number 44 for Rocky. That's Mason Browning from Chandler, Arizona, stopping him short of the first down.
And the punt on the return, and a short return for Barnett, and Rocky's offense is on the field, and a Western player is shaken up a bit. Homecoming in Dillon. Rocky leads early, 3-0.
Pioneer Federal Savings and Loan Association, the only operating savings and loan in Montana. Since 1912, we've been helping our neighbors fulfill their dreams. What's the difference between
How big was that to hold Montana Western, you know, on the road to go 3 and out?
Yeah, they, you know, kept him back. The penalty put him back to the 12-yard line, and, you know, they kept him back there, and they've got the field position here at their own 35 to start this second drive. So couldn't have asked for anything more to start this first quarter for Coach Stetschrat.
And Simpson with a nice tackle. Grayton Buell has been perfect so far in this first quarter. He is 6 for 6 through the air. And he came into the game, he only put the ball up 32 times. He was 16 of 32, 2 interceptions, and no touchdowns. And Buell stays in the pocket. Another wide open receiver. Dwyer makes the catch. And he's out across midfield near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, this is just pitch and catch right now for Buell standing back there. If the front four doesn't get pressure on him, which is the pocket, you can see there, he does get hit late as he's releasing the ball, but the wide receivers are just wide open in the secondary.
How about Buell? 7 for 7, over 70 yards here in the first quarter. And Buell takes a hit, and Buell will be sacked. And I believe that is the third sack of the game, and that is a big stop for Montana Western. Arntz?
Yeah, Reese Art's leading the charge. Him and Tanner Harrell, they're the leaders up front there, both coming out there after this snap. But that's what the Bulldogs are going to have to do up front. They're going to have to win the line of scrimmage to protect this young secondary. It's been proven already from Buell that he can beat him with this. There is playing a soft coverage here by this secondary.
It's going to be second down and 18. Rocky from midfield. Rocky out on top, 3-0. Buell flushed out, he'll run. The 45, Buell spins out of one tackle, and boy, there's the flags, and Phil, that could be a late hit.
Yeah, that's a tough one. He spins off a tackle and going down.
But it's the quarterback.
Yeah.
You got to lay a pillow down, then tackle the quarterback.
You see in the replay here, but I'm going to see you. I don't know what you can do here because he's fair game, and he's spinning around. That's not a good call. That is not a good call by the referees. He spun around and went sideways. Yeah, they're going to call a personal foul on him, and they're going to call targeting, and that's going to be ejection too to boot, which is even worse. That's just a bad call. No other way to say it. It's when they're spinning around like that, you have to have some leeway. I know they're trying to protect the players, but that's a tough one for Amasiu, and that's a huge loss for the Bulldogs.
Big break for Rocky. Montana Western comes in as a 19th ranked team in the nation, 4-1 on the year. They almost could easily be undefeated week 2. Lost to the College of Idaho 37-35 in the final play of the game. Long count here. And spins out of a tackle for Buell, and Buell scrambles for about a 4-yard gain. How come the Bulldogs play so well at home?
Yeah, they like to be in front of the hometown crowd, there's for sure, and they pack it in here at the Vigilante Stadium. But watch this run by Graydon Buell. A tough 4-yard run. He broke 3-4 tackles there to pick up 4 or 5 yards, and spin moves, and Bulldogs have to figure it out here on defense. This has been too easy for Rocky these first 2 drives.
It's going to be second down and 6, already in field goal range for Brucevin. Back to throw again. The pass, did that hit the dirt? It did. And that's going to be incomplete as Thomas, the wide receiver, unable to make the catch. And now third down coming up again here for Rocky.
Yeah, you can see this time Buell, I'm not sure for whatever reason, didn't look comfortable in the pocket there, and there wasn't pressure on him. Back to that ejection for Amasiu. College football has to figure this rule out. It's ridiculous to take an entire game away from a player on a play like that. I get an egregious targeting call and maybe an ejection, but something like that does not deserve an ejection for a football player.
It's going to be third down and 6. Buell, quick pass, caught at the 30 and short of the first down. Depending on where they mark it, but I believe it's going to be a couple of yards short.
A couple of yards short, but good job by Zaire Wilcox bouncing off the first initial hit there. It should have been a no-gainer, but number 8 for the Bulldogs, that's Romeo Simpson, misses the tackle there in the open field and allows Zaire Wilcox to gain a couple more yards.
So Brucevin only had 2 field goals all year. Now that's going to be Drake. Drake, he's 2 for 2. His long 22. This is a 35-yard field goal attempt for Drake, and that is good. And now Rocky out on top, 6-0. Rocky leads 6-zip over Montana Western. Of Rocky Mountain College have hit 2 field goals, and they lead 6-0. Tanoka's back to receive the kick for Montana Western. Rocky's been outstanding, their quarterback. Buell, how about 8 of 9? 78 yards.
Yeah, Rocky has 95 total yards already here in this first quarter. Bulldogs with 16.
And the return out near the 25-yard line, still on his feet. And spins out of several tackles to get near the 35-yard line. Or was there a fumble? No, that's
great return by Tanoka there. He took a shot in the hole and just bounced off it. Gets it out past the 35-yard, or right at the 35-yard line. What a return there. And picked it. It was a squib, kind of a squib kick there, so kind of throws off the timing when they do that little knuckleball roller down there.
Phil, how important is this drive for Montana Western?
Yeah, right. They at minimum got to get some first downs here and keep this. The defense for the Bulldogs has been on the field the entire first quarter.
Palandri out of the shotgun, play fake. Receivers going deep. Palandri, he'll throw on the run. Got a receiver, incomplete. I mean, wide open on the play was Kirkley. He threw to Norse, overthrew Norse.
Yeah, that's one that Palandri's probably got to take off and run there as he breaks the pocket, because there is nobody in front of him. I talked about it early in the game that he breaks the pocket to throw, which is a good trait. But there's times like that one you got to just tuck it and run. Pick up the first down and go on.
The Bulldogs trying to make something happen offensively. They lead the conference, averaging almost 200 yards a game on the ground. And they lead the conference through the air at 276 in movement, and that's going to be a false start. You know, the players for Rocky start to point, and then you see the flags.
Yeah, that Rocky was doing their waving their arms of whatever in the motion, and that just caught the attention of Kirkley there, and no excuse for the wide receivers to jump off sides. Their job is to look inside to look at the football.
2nd down and 15 for Montana Western. Palandri, 1 of 4 through the air here in quarter number 1. Rocky leads 6-0. Palandri looks at Norse, and Palandri's in all kinds of trouble. There's a flag. That's probably going to be a hold. He scrambles for a gain of about a yard, but this Montana Western offense is moving backwards.
Yeah, this out of kilter both offensively and defensively in this first quarter is the Bulldogs. There's no doubt about it. Rocky's shown up to play, and so far the Bulldogs have not.
Isn't it a typical Frontier Conference game? No matter what the win-loss records are, I mean, anything can happen.
Absolutely. Yep. There's no doubt. Rockies, like we've talked about, Western's been on a high, Rocky's been on a low, and so far Rocky looks a little bit more motivated here in this first quarter.
And it's going to be third down and long. It's going to be third down and 14. Palandri 1 of 4 on the season, though. He's completed 67% of his passes this year, 13 touchdowns, and just 2 interceptions. His favorite receiver has been the freshman, Eli Norris, and he hasn't caught the ball yet. Palandri rolls out. Pass is caught again to Isaiah Thomas, and I believe it's going to be short of the first down, but are they covering Norris? He hasn't even been targeted.
No, right, Rocky's showing blitz on this play, and they do bring some. They don't bring them all like they shown, but Palandri right now is being a little bit antsy in the pocket, and Bulldogs look like they're going to line up to punt this, which I'm a bit surprised, honestly. I mean, I know
well, they're 6 of 8 on fourth down conversions this year.
They're in their own territory, but boy, the Bulldog defense has not had a breather this first quarter.
DeWard back to punt, averaging 36 yards a kick. It's been all Rocky here in the first. Nice, high, spiral kick. And fair catch called for, and then he gets ran into. Another penalty against Montana Western.
Well, I don't think anything has gone right for the Bulldogs so far in this first quarter. Offense, defense, special teams, it's all been...
They won the coin flip.
It's all been really, really ugly here to start. They're lucky they're only down 6, to be honest, here to start this ball game.
You know, Rocky's got some history. I'll never forget the game, September 26, 1996, in Helena, when Rocky beat Carroll, a wild game, 53-49 in that game. We're going to take a break. I'll tell you more right after this.
My name is Matt Allen. I'm the Director of Admissions at the University of Montana Western.
Yards. Frontier Conference quarterback threw for a national record, and how about Wilcox going nowhere? Wow. Big stop there, and of course that's Rouser leads the team with 32 tackles, and that loss, that huge tackle by Rouser, that's going to be a loss of 8 on the play. Just 40 seconds left to be played here in the first quarter. Rocky out on top of the Bulldogs. 6-0. Empty backfield. 5 are set to go out. Blewett stays in the pocket. Blewett will run. He'll throw on the run. Pass is caught, but did he throw past the line of scrimmage? And it's going to be a first down. A great run after the catch by Killian Jr., but a flag is down. You see, that's exactly what I thought. I thought Bulow Buell went over the line of scrimmage. He scrambled, and then he's seen a receiver open, Killian. But this is all coming back, so wipe out that big gain, that big first down. Buell has been spectacular here in the first quarter. 8 of 9 for 89 yards. Well, Rocky's got 5 first downs in the first quarter. Montana Western has just 1. Total yards, 88 to 36. And you know what Phil said, I mean, the Montana Western defense has been on the field this entire first quarter. And how about 3rd down and 20? 3rd down and 20 for Rocky. Buell's got 4 wide receivers set to go out. And we got movement on the line again, but the quarter is going to come to an end. At the end of 1, Rocky leads over Montana Western 6-0. 6-0, and in that first quarter, Rocky with 105 yards of offense, and Montana Western with 36, and the banker was on the field presenting a football. You handed it to him, Phil. Why didn't you have him go deep and throw it to him?
Yeah, there's too many signatures on there. I didn't want to scuff it up.
3rd down and 20 for Rocky. Buell is going to go with a screen pass. It's caught by Wilcox, and Wilcox goes nowhere, and Rocky's going to get the football back. So that Montana Western defense on the field a ton. Total plays in that first half, 22-8. So let's see if the Bulldogs offensively can get something going here in the second quarter. They average 37 points a game. They come in averaging 473 yards a game, and they had 36 yards of offense in that first quarter.
Well, we talked about how good Rocky's defense has been despite their struggles on offense this year, and they proved true there in that first quarter, not allowing, only a couple first downs for the Bulldogs in the first quarter, so good job by Rocky defense.
Brusman's punt, and now Montana Western will take the field here. So where will the new stadium be built?
The new stadium is being built, right? It's actually, the ground has been broken, dirt has been moved. It's right behind the basketball arena there, just to the side of the.
I was attracted to the
So yeah, the stadium will be behind the basketball arena there. It's an on-campus stadium. It'll be behind the Mormon church there, just to the south of it, where they've been practicing currently, is where it will go. So it's exciting times for sure.
Kirkley makes the catch from Palandri in a gain of about 7 yards on that play. You know, we talked about it this entire game, Phil, but while those wide receivers are simply, wide open.
Yeah, it's been on both sides right now. That was Kirkley there with running free across the zone there. Good job of Palandri. Good job up front. Bulldogs but giving Palandri a lot of time to pick and choose who he wanted to find on that coverage.
It's going to be second down and short, and they keep it on the ground, and that's going to be a first down. And with the carry, Pete Gibson. He went for over 100 yards last week against Tech, 102 yards. 5'8", 175-pound junior out of Dillon. And the Dillon Beavers are unbeaten this year.
Yeah, they have a nice squad this year. They are very explosive on offense. A veteran quarterback in Key Christensen. They're going to be exciting to see how they perform in the playoffs.
Might be Dillon and Billings Central again in a state championship. Same old story.
Has that ever happened?
I've done a couple of those games. Pass is going to be caught, but out of bounds for Isaiah Thomas. It's going to be second down and 10. Coming up from Montana Western, the line of scrimmage is the 46-yard line, just underway in this second quarter. And Rocky out on top of Montana Western, 6-0. The Bulldogs with that explosive offense have yet to find the end zone on homecoming afternoon. 3 to go on. Palandri, quick pass. And that pass again caught but out of bounds.
Well, the same exact play, and I'm not sure what they're seeing here, this quick little out route to the short side. That's got to be a get the snap and immediate throw. There's just no room to complete that after, I don't get the play call. That's a play that's got to go to the wide side if nothing else, but at best you're going to pick up 3-4 yards.
And Montana Western has they have not completed a third down conversion today. This is going to be third down and 10. Palandri facing a big third down here. 3 wide receivers set to go out left side. Palandri is going to air it out deep again. It's Isaiah Thomas and Eli Norse, who is the #1 receiver in the Frontier. That could be pass interference. Comes in averaging 116 yards a game, 4th in the nation, and I think he's had maybe 1 ball thrown to him.
Yeah, this is cover 0. This is an all-out blitz, 5 wide receiver set for the Bulldogs, empty backfield, cover 0. You can see, if we get a replay, you'll see they're bringing everybody up front, and it's a man-to-man coverage across the board, meaning there's 0, meaning there's no safeties up high. You got to beat it man-to-man if you're a Bulldog receiver, and that's a tough ask for the secondary, and they get the holding penalty there in the secondary for Rocky.
And Kirkling and Norris going to be split out wide on the left side. It's going to be first down and 10. Best field possession of the game. And Humphrey hit in the backfield. Phil, when Humphrey got the ball, the defense was right there.
Yeah, number 99 there for Rocky. That's Aragon. He's the leader up front for Rocky. That's another blitz. Rocky, I'll tell you what, on defense, Rocky is being more aggressive than the Bulldogs. They're bringing pressure. You see nobody blocks Aragon. Easy play for John Aragon to make that tackle. We could even have made that tackle when you don't get blocked. It's pretty easy to be in the backfield.
It's going to be second down and 13 for Montana Western. Just 2 first downs on the afternoon. Homecoming Saturday for the Bulldogs. Ranked 19th in the nation after that huge win against Tech. And Palandri throws that one in double coverage. And Eli Norris did not even have he didn't even have his body looking for the football there.
No, that Palandri right now seems rattled to me. He seems a bit antsy in the pocket. He's been under some pressure. He's broken the pocket early sometimes, and that time just was set on throwing it to Eli Norris in double coverage, as you mentioned. That had no chance of being completed.
It's going to be third down and long. It's going to be third down and 14. And you got to think, the way the Bulldogs offensively have struggled here in this first half, and now I think Norris is going to take a timeout. He will. So with 12 minutes and 8 seconds left to be played in the first half, Rocky out on top of the Bulldogs, 6-0. So Palandri comes into the game completing 67% of his passes, and he is 3 of 10 in the first half. And this is 3rd down and 14. And Palandri's in trouble, throws on the run. Norris makes his first catch at the 30-yard line and gets the first down. That's his 44th catch of the season. And how big was that first down, Phil?
Yeah, that was a good job of stepping up inside the pocket there for Palandri. He felt the pressure on the outside edges, stepped up. Eli did a good job coming back to him here. You'll see, watch Palandri just step up into that pocket. The defensive end goes in outside of him, and a good job coming back to Eli. And this is what Eli does. He gets yardage after the catch.
Line of scrimmage at 23, empty backfield. And the pass is caught. It's going to be Kirkley. And he gets near that 10-yard line. It's going to be another first down. And it's going to be 1st and goal from the Bulldogs at the 10-yard line as they try to tie this game up and take the lead with a PAT.
That would be shocking if there wasn't illegal lineman downfield on that play. It was a wide receiver screen, and it was blown up by Rocky. And through the creativity of Palandri, was able to get it to Kirkley, but there had to have been linemen downfield.
Humphrey back, and Humphrey is going to get the call. And Humphrey tries to go up the middle, and Humphrey gets to the 5-yard line before he's taken down. It's going to be a gain of about 3 for Humphrey.
Yeah, the running backs for the Bulldogs, they are good running backs, but they're of the small variety. It's tough getting inside the 10 to get those yards. Jake Humphrey's a strong guy, but physics take over. He's only a 180-pounder, and there's some big guys there. That's a tough road to hoe. It's been a time where the Bulldogs have had to throw it inside the red zone this year to get touchdowns.
It's going to be 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage is 7-yard line. Palandri, play fake. Palandri is going to roll left. Palandri will run the 10. He dives to about the 5. A gain of just a couple. And 3rd down coming up here for the Bulldogs. Who would have thought Montana Western Rocky would be a defensive battle? Nobody.
Yeah, it certainly hasn't been the past few years. There's no doubt. But Rocky's defense is stout. They're winning the line of scrimmage here against the Bulldog offensive line has dominated every game this year. Right now, Rocky is controlling the line of scrimmage when they're on defense.
Palandri's 5 of 12. It's going to be 3rd down and goal. They work from the 5-yard line. Humphrey is back. Palandri rolls right, pressures on the pass in the end zone, overthrew his receiver. And now do the Bulldogs go for it, or do they go for 3 on a short field goal attempt? And the field goal unit's going to come on. John Mears, he's 4 of 5 on the season. This will be a chip shot, a little bit longer then a PAT for Mears. It'll be a 21-yard field goal attempt. We're going to call it a 22-yard field goal attempt for Mears, for the Bulldogs to put points on the scoreboard for the first time this afternoon. Snap back to hold us down, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. And on homecoming Saturday, the Bulldogs are on the scoreboard.
Pioneer Fest.
Time this afternoon, and we have not had a touchdown yet, Phil.
That isn't normally what happens when these two match up. It's normally fireworks and almost the type of thing who has the ball last gets to win the football game, but certainly not the case so far.
Montana Western will kick off. Rockies getting the football back. And their quarterback, Buell, has had an outstanding afternoon, and they're going to keep that one on the ground. It picked up at the 26-yard line, short return, and Rocky will have decent field position here to start their drive. Graydon Buell, the 6'2", 215-pound junior out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. His numbers on the afternoon, 10 of 11, 99 yards through the air. And Buell had only put the ball up 32 times all season coming into this game. He completed just 50% of his passes. They have maybe found their Brock Purdy in Buell.
Yeah, interesting. He looks really good in the pocket. They've kind of been sat back and let him sit back and throw, though. It'll be interesting to see if we start seeing some pressure for Western. And
Wilcox with a nice first down carry of about 6 yards. This is a Rocky team that had just 10 yards rushing last week against Southern Oregon. The week before at the College of Idaho, they had 46 yards on the ground, so just 56 yards rushing the last 2 weeks, and much improved this week. And give it to Wilcox again in a gain of about 1. It's going to be a short third down play coming up for Rocky. They lead 6-3.
That's interesting. They've struggled to run against College of Idaho and Southern Oregon. I've watched. Those aren't exactly vaunted defenses that either of those squads have. College of Idaho is more of an offensive team. That's interesting that Rocky really has struggled on the ground against teams that aren't that great at defense, really.
It's the frontier, Phil. Numbers mean nothing. Wilcox gets the handoff, hit in the backfield, it's going down, and that is the best defensive stop of the game so far for Montana Western. And Tanner Harrell with a big tackle there for the Bulldogs.
Interesting set of downs there for Rocky. We've talked about Graydon Buell's been successful, 10 for 11 in that first quarter and change, and they come out and run it 3 times and 3 and out. Back for the Bulldogs, Isaiah Thomas standing at his own 20-yard line.
So the Bulldogs are going to get the football back. Bruceville to punt. Nice kick. And Thomas does not call for the fair catch. Thomas at 30, and Thomas spins out of one tackle, gets out to about the 35-yard line. And the Montana Western Bulldogs, they were not ranked until they beat Montana Tech in Butte last week, 38-28. And now they're ranked 19th. You got 4 Frontier Conference teams ranked in the top 20. Carroll ranked 7th, the College of Idaho 10th, and Tech is 16th. So Montana Western beats Tech by 10, and Tech still ranked ahead of them.
And Tech has more losses.
How do you figure that?
It's the Raiders in the NAI. It's what they do is baffling week in and week out.
First down and 10, Humphrey on the ground with a big hole across midfield. The 40, still on his feet, cuts on the inside the 30. And Jake Humphrey, what an amazing run for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, good job hitting that hole there by Humphrey. Good job going north and south. The redshirt freshman grew up mostly in Washington, but the family moved to Billings his senior year and graduated from Billings West. But he's a legacy player here. Dad and uncle both All-American football players for the Bulldogs, and Jake with a big run there, much needed run for Western.
They had 23 yards rushing before Humphrey just went for 32 yards on that carry. And Palandri, the play fake. Palandri's got all day. Palandri will run the 30 to 25. And Palandri fumbles the football, but it's recovered by the Bulldogs. Oh, my.
Yeah, Eli Wells heads up there, falling on the football, but Palandri kind of packing that football away from his body there and gets hit from behind. We'll see on the replay who was able to knock it back out for Rocky, but all day up front. You can see in good coverage in the secondary for Rocky. Credit the DBs. Number 6 punched it out for Rocky. That's Gioma.
And the Bulldog offense is on the move here. It's going to be second down and 3. Palandri takes a hit from behind, and a penalty flag is thrown. That's in the backfield. Could be a hold. You know, you talk about the NAIA poll, and you got Dickinson State. They're ranked 20th in the nation. They have just one loss, and that loss came in week 1 to Rocky.
That's the only college team they play, though, the whole year.
North Star, yeah, Mayville State in the North Star. They're in trouble because they had a couple of schools that no longer in existence, and the Frontier threw them a lifeline, and hopefully the North Star will grab onto that lifeline and join the Frontier. That would be awesome.
Yeah, you have to be realistic. The North Star is not a good league. It's not a good football league. And
Palandri pass caught by Humphrey, and that's going to be very close to a first down out near the 20-yard line.
Good job there again. Palandri, again, pressure up front from Rocky's front 4. You know, and they're bringing pressure off the edge, too. And up the middle. They're showing a lot of different looks up front for Palandri to see, and it's got him confused a little bit here today.
Palandri, 5 of 13, 57 yards in the game. We have yet to have a touchdown this afternoon. 5 minutes, 9 seconds left to be played. This is quarter number 2 on homecoming Saturday in Dillon. Rocky Mountain College leads against the 19th ranked team in the nation, the Bulldogs of Montana Western, 6-3. Third down and short, you got to think if the Bulldogs come up short here, they're going to go for it. Humphrey in the backfield. Humphrey's got 37 yards on the ground here in the first half. Humphrey gets the call, takes a hit, dives forward. Depending on the mark, he's going to be very close to a first down.
Well, the referees come out not even looking to.
They're not going to measure this?
That, and that seemed like a pretty iffy spot there.
They got to bring the sticks out.
The head lineman on this side was showing fourth down, but there's no way he can tell all the way across the field, I wouldn't think. But they're going to bring it out. That was a good effort by Jake Humphrey just to get those couple yards. He sidestepped in the hole there and dove forward.
You know, that's one thing when you get a turf field, you don't bring the sticks out a whole lot because if it's on the 22 on the sidelines, it's usually the same what it is on the the field.
They're not crowned like the grass fields are to have to drain off the water. And there
you go, first down.
Vigilante Stadium has one of the bigger crowns I've ever seen on a football field. Honestly, it's unbelievable how much higher the middle of the field is than the sidelines here.
Well, I've done some cold playoff games here in high school with Billings Central and Dillon. We had one game, it was like 2 degrees.
They're never playing each other till the end of November in the championship round.
Field was a bit hard.
Yeah.
First down and 10 from the 15-yard line. Here comes Humphrey. What a big hole. That offensive line produced a huge hole, and Humphrey with a gain of 7. This looks like the Montana Western offense we talked about in the pregame.
Yeah, they're finding some leg room in the running game here. Humphrey's having a nice drive, knocked off the 35-yarder, and now gets up, 4, 5, 6 yards of crack here down in the red zone.
It's going to be second down and 4 from the 12-yard line. Humphrey, the lone setback with Palandri. 3 wide receivers set to go out. Palandri flushed out. Pass is caught. Eli Norris, the freshman, into the end zone for a touchdown. Norris has scored a touchdown in every game this year. 6 straight games for the freshman Eli Norris to find the end zone.
Well, that was Palandri there. If we get a replay here, you'll see, again, pressure up front. The Bulldog offensive line is having trouble with this rocky front four, but credit Michael Palandri there. Again, rolls out looking to throw first, and Eli Norris knows what to do with it when he gets the ball in his hand.
Snap back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And it's 10 to 6. Montana Western has their first lead of the game.
Well, if you right now, if you're Rocky, you've got to get a couple first downs because guess what? Montana Western gets the ball to start this second half. They deferred, and Rocky took the ball to start the game. Bulldogs will get it to start the third quarter. If Rocky goes 3 and out and has to punt right away and Western tacks on another one before halftime, that's a massive danger zone here for Stutzheim. He's got to figure out a way to get some first downs and run this clock down.
Coming up at halftime, we'll talk volleyball. Volleyball head coach Katie Lovett. They're off to a great start this year. 16-3. Phil, you've got a daughter playing junior high volleyball. Has Katie Lovett come to your house for a recruiting visit yet?
Not quite yet.
You're waiting on it.
I think it's coming. Yeah, I can just feel it. I've not noticed Katie at any of the 7th grade games either, scouting the crew yet, but we're going to have to get on her about that. The Dillon Beavers, their high school team has a really good volleyball team this year too, and I have seen her at some of those games. Certainly looking at that squad, but yeah, Katie's done a phenomenal job.
Well, I know Katie's recruiting some West High volleyball players. Sydney Strauss, my next door neighbor. West High only has 7 players on their volleyball team 6 feet or taller, including the Pierce sisters, who are 6'3" and 6'4", and great pursuit on the Rocky defense. So Phil, tell me, when I was in high school, nobody had a 6-foot girl.
No,
and now everybody does.
Yeah, and boys are all 6'4". You see on this replay, good coverage by the kickoff coverage team by the Bulldogs, and there's a block in the back. So Rocky's going to start inside their own 10 here after this penalty. A danger zone again. The Sharks are in the water now. Bulldogs have a little bit of confidence here the second half of this second quarter. So got to be very careful here if you're Graydon Buell.
And the penalty is going to go against Rocky. They're going to move them back half the distance.
Yeah, they're going to start at the 6-yard line.
So Montana Western's offense struggled big time in the first quarter. They had just 1 first down. Rocky had 5. Guess what? In the second quarter, Montana Western has 7 first downs. Rocky has none.
Yeah, and it's, total yards, 150 for the Bulldogs, 117 for Rocky here in this first half.
Buell, 10 of 11. And Buell stands on the goal line here. Buell in the end zone to throw on his back foot. Free football, and it's going to be intercepted. And Montana Western has the football, and that is his second interception of the season for Adrian Prado.
What did I just say? Graydon Buell, you got to be careful down here in the shadow of your own goal line. That is the last thing he can do is throw that football up for grabs. Bulldogs will have it at the 40-yard line, but that is the last thing that Rocky needed right there.
Rocky led 6-0 at the end of the first quarter, and now it's all Montana Western. And late here in the half, they'll start their drive from the 39-yard line after the Prado interception. He is second. Norse on the screen. Norse the 40. Flag is down, and Norse the return out to the 32-yard line, but this is coming back.
Yeah, it's going to be a block in the back on Kirkley. Looks like Bruisman got by him, and then Kirkley tried to push him by. That's a tough one on the receiver. It's hard to lay off him because I think Bruisman would have run himself right out of the play. We'll see if we can catch it on the replay here. Yeah, see, Bruisman's already going to be by Eli Norse, and it's just hard for that receiver to lay off that block in the back.
10-6. Nobody expected a low-scoring game like this, but remember last year when these two teams met here in Dillon, it was 7-6 Rocky at halftime, and then Rocky won 41-26 was the final score. How about first down and 20 now for the Bulldogs here? Palandri, 8 of 16, 86 yards on the afternoon. Humphrey, big hole, 45-40. Humphrey still on his feet, finally brought down. So Humphrey picked up 10 of those 20 yards on one play.
Well, you can see the chess match here. Coach Norse knows Rocky's blitzing on every play, so they runs right into the blitz there, and Bruisman runs right by it and picks up 10 yards there for Jake Humphrey. Good job, a little of give and take there, defensive coordinators versus offensive coordinators.
No huddle. Line of scrimmage 39. Second down and 10. Palandri, Humphrey in the backfield. Palandri wants to throw. Palandri will run 40, 35, 30, 25, 20 to the 15, where he scrambles out of bounds. A 25-yard run for the quarterback, Palandri.
Yeah, good job. Again, I felt like he breaks the pocket a little early here. He's not letting the play develop, but that time in the man coverage, Rocky secondary looking at their men, and a lot of running room for Palandri. And Bulldogs, now with this new clock rule this year, after over 2 minutes, the clock will start. So they get to milk the clock here a little bit. Even though Palandri ran out of bounds, they're going to be able to run this game clock and take up this entire first half.
In the red zone from the 15-yard line, Palandri, while the receiver wide open, did he make the catch?
He did.
He did. Yeah, that was Kirkley.
Kirkley, that's one of those little stop fades there. Doesn't throw him into coverage. That's against the cover 2 defense there, and a good job there throwing it in the hole.
Montana Western knocking on the door. First and goal. 4-yard line. Norse to the left side. And Palandri is going to come under center, and a handoff to Norse. Wide receiver came on the jet sweep, got caught in the backfield, loss of 2.
Yeah, Rocky was expecting that. Montana Western ran that exact play against Tech last weekend for a touchdown, and Rocky knew what was coming there when they see Eli Norse going in motion.
Second and goal. Line of scrimmage, the 7-yard line. Low-scoring defensive battle. First half, 35 seconds left in the half. 10-6 our score. Bulldogs out on top. From the 7-yard line, Humphrey the 5, the 4, into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Jake Humphrey with the score.
Well, exactly what happened, what we talked about when Rocky got the ball to start that drive at their own 5. Rocky needed to run some time off, not get the ball back to Western. They don't. Western scores with 25 seconds to go in the half, and Western will get it to start the second half. They're getting a 3-for-1, essentially. They score, one play pick, score, they're going to get the ball back. A 3-for-1 trade-off for Rocky, and who controlled the first quarter and a half of this game, and now they find themselves down 11 with Western getting the ball to start the second half.
Third touchdown of the season for Humphrey, and the kick is good, and it's 17-6. Montana Western out on top after being behind 6-0 at the end of the first quarter. Just 25 seconds left. We'd like to thank our Frontier Conference corporate sponsors for their continued support. They include Cooper Tire, Tire-Rama, D.A. Davidson, Earth Hotels, McDonald's, Northwestern Energy, Pepsi, and U.S. Bank. Rocky Erickson with Phil Willett.
Well,
Vigilante Stadium here in Dillon.
What's Coach Stutzheim going to do here? Is he going to – I think he should take a knee and get to the halftime, but again, we can't overstate it. The 3-for-1 trade-off here with that awful interception by Graydon Buell, who played a magnificent first half. He was 10 for 11, and then they get it in the shadow of their own goal line and just throws it up for grabs. Just a huge mistake for Buell there. And the Bulldogs make him pay. Credit Ryan Norris and the offense. They've found something here in these last two drives with the running game.
A totally different quarter for the Bulldogs as Rocky owned that first quarter. Montana Western had just one first down, and Rocky will have it short of the 20-yard line with 21 seconds left. No, you think it's going to be just take a knee, but Phil, you've been wrong before.
I have? Yeah, I just can't imagine that he's going to put the ball in Graydon Buell's hands here with 21 seconds to go. I just think you hand it off to Zaire Wilcox, or you just take a knee. Look what happened to the Miami Hurricanes last weekend. With the game in hand, they run the football and fumble it, and they lose it. Unbelievable finish to that game.
21 seconds left. First down and 10. 20-yard line. Wilcox on the carry for a short game. Well, what a season it's been for the Bulldogs, and the clock will run out. It was all Rocky in the first quarter, and it's all Western in the second quarter as they outscore Rocky 17-0. And at the break, Western leads 17-6. I'm with the volleyball coach, Katie Levitt, in her 5th season and they're 16-3 on the season.
Yes.
And, Coach, I know you're not nationally ranked, but if you add it up, I mean, you're number 3 in other votes, so we can say you're ranked 28th in the nation. How awesome is that?
I'll take it. Yeah, it's been a great year. It's nice to see some success, not only for the program, but for how much hard work that the team's put in. So it's been really nice.
You know, volleyball in the Frontier Conference, a lot like football. I mean, football is so competitive, some of the top teams in the nation, and you have that same situation.
Oh,
when
absolutely.
you face those Frontier Conference teams, I mean, how good is Frontier Conference volleyball?
I mean, it's phenomenal. We have 4 teams in the conference currently that are either ranked or receiving votes. So it's really anyone's night. You have to be on your A game 24/7. You can't take a night off. It's just one of those where, yeah, you have to come in prepared for every single game.
You talk about not taking a night off. You've got like 13 days without a game.
Yes.
What kind of a schedule is that?
Yeah. They created this bye week. There's a couple of bye week tournaments that some teams go to, but we've really taken it every year as a opportunity to rest and to kind of heal some legs and arms that might need it. So it's been a benefit to us to have this bye week in between.
Your 5th season as the head volleyball coach at Montana Western. What do you like about Montana Western? What do you like about Dillon?
I absolutely love Dillon. Me and my husband, we're very outdoorsy people, so just being in this community, being able to go outdoors and do a bunch of different stuff. He's a big hunter. I like just going hiking, seeing different things. So that's really nice with the location, but the community itself is just phenomenal. Just being able to go to all the different restaurants and places downtown and just having the community support you 24/7. And then with the university, it's just there's not enough good things to say about the university. It's phenomenal being able to be a part of this, the growth of this athletic department or continued success of this athletic department. And yeah, just being a part of the family, the Bulldog family, has been really nice.
This is one of your best seasons since you've been here. What makes your team so special? What do you like best about Bulldogs volleyball this year?
I think our team chemistry is something that's really special. We have a lot of juniors and seniors who are leading us. We have some freshmen and sophomores who are stepping into key roles, but just the chemistry all around and the support that they have for each other, even if they're not having the best night, being able to celebrate each other's success has been a big part of, I think, what's made us successful this year. I mean, every team in this conference, there's so many teams that are extremely talented throughout the NAI, but I think our team chemistry and just selflessness has been a big part.
Tell me who some of your leaders are.
Oh, gosh. Who isn't? We've got Jessie Smith, she's, I believe, leading us in kills this year. She's just a great all-around player. She's super competitive. She expects the best out of herself. And then we've got our 2 captains with Kaylee Kopp and Kelsey Goddard. Kelsey's our libero, Kaylee's our other outside. And they're phenomenal leaders. And then we have both of our middles who are juniors. We've got our right sides who are sophomores. So, yeah, we've got some good all-around leaders for us.
You know what's exciting? You look at the roster of these Frontier Conference teams. They're full of Montana talent.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm from Billings. I go to the Billings West Billings Senior volleyball game. They played in the state championship last year, that epic 5-set championship, and the gym was actually packed. You know, West High's got 7 girls over 6 feet. I mean, the Pierce sisters, 6'4", 6'3". How good is Montana High School volleyball?
It's so amazing. It's there's so much talent in Montana that I think has been huge in being a part of the Frontier Conference in general, of the success of the programs. I think all of the Frontier schools have a decent amount of Montana girls, and it shows with how competitive our conference is. There's just some great talent all throughout the state.
You know, one of the neatest things in women's college volleyball took place a couple of weeks ago, and it was like, you know, worldwide news when Nebraska plays a game on their football field and over 90,000 fans show up for a women's volleyball.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched that and I'm like, this is incredible. How did that make you feel?
It was so special. The girls all went over to the teammates' house, and they all watched the game together because they knew how special that moment was, not only for volleyball, but for women's athletics in general. I think they hold the record now for the most
largest crowd ever
crowd.
for a women's event. Yeah.
Yes, for a women's event. So it was something that was definitely special and kind of got the wheels turning of whenever we get this football stadium, how hard is that going to be for us to do?
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. So what's it going to take to get the Bulldog women's volleyball team into the NAI national tournament?
I think continued success. Finishing out the year strong and finishing in our conference tournament really strong. That's where our automatic bid comes out of, is the conference tournament. So being able to capitalize on that and hopefully being able to gain some recognition throughout the country, I think would be a big help as well. So that's our goal, is to make the national tournament and to make a statement in the national tournament. So we're excited about it, and we're excited about the rest of the season.
You can also come to Billings to recruit. There's some good
Oh, yeah.
volleyball there.
Yes, and we do. We've got currently 2 Billings girls on the team. We got a Billings Skyview with Jordan Olson, and then Kara Pospisil at a Billings senior. And then we've got an incoming freshman already signed for next year coming out of Skyview as well.
Exciting things happening at Montana Western. Their women's volleyball team, 16-3 on the season. Homecoming weekend here in Dillon on the campus of Montana Western.
I teach a large variety.
'23, Montana Western out on top of Rocky, 17-6, and boy, we're going to do the Mountain Dew do-over. What a difference a quarter makes. It was all Rocky in the first quarter, all Montana Western in the second quarter, and you know, Western couldn't do anything right in that first quarter,
No.
offensively or defensively.
Yeah, and they had the penalty on the special teams on the punt there on the running into the receiver there on the punt return. So they did everything incorrect. The second quarter was, like you said, a completely different game.
Palandri on the scramble with a big hole, and Palandri gets out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. That was late in that second quarter, and Montana Western with a touchdown as the running back brought it in, Jake Humphrey, and boy, Humphrey had a great run here, and he scampered for 32 yards on that carry. Before that carry by Humphrey, the team had just 23 rushing yards, and Kirkley with a nice carry, but Palandri, he came alive in that second quarter.
Yeah, he's looked much better in the second quarter. Got the running game going. Jake Humphrey finished the first half, 8 carries, 60 yards, and that touchdown here that we're going to see right here in the Mountain Dew do-over. Nice job on the last 2 drives for the Bulldogs. Rocky, you know, we talked about it. They had the ball on the 5-yard line with 3 minutes to go in the half. They needed to run that clock out, or at least get a couple first downs, go into the half down just 10-6. I mean, but Graydon Buell throws the jump ball up for grabs. It's picked off at the 40-yard line. Western scores with 25 seconds to go in the half. Basically, they're going to get 3 possessions to Rocky's 1 here because they're going to get the ball to start the second half, and Rocky's defense has to make a stop here to start this third quarter, or it could get out of control. If Western goes down and scores a touchdown, makes it 24-6, Rocky's in big trouble because their offense isn't set up to come back from behind.
The Bulldogs had just 1 first down in that first quarter, Rocky with 5. In the second quarter, Rocky did not get a first down, and Montana Western had 7 first downs.
Talk about a tale of 2 quarters. Unbelievable. Just a total flip. The thing with that, what happened, though, is Rocky only scored the 2 field goals. When they controlled the whole first quarter, only got 6 points out of it. They were kind of in trouble, I feel, after that because they should have at least gotten 1 touch. It should have been a 10 points at least instead of 6. That's a huge difference. 6 points, that's 1 touchdown and you're already behind. Western, I think, knew that their offense was going to get going. They're too good. They're too skilled on the perimeter. Eli Norris did catch 3 passes there in that last drive with the touchdown. We've talked about it in the whole first half. Didn't even get a target until halfway through the second quarter, which was basically a throwaway on that far sideline. Then he gets 3 catches in a row on that last drive for the touchdown. Now they've got the momentum. It's key for Rocky to get a stop here to start this second half.
Buell has been outstanding. The quarterback for Rocky, 10 of 12 in the game thus far. They struggled rushing the football, just 10 yards last weekend, 46 yards the week before. If Rocky's going to have success in this second half, it's going to come through the air.
Yeah, Zaire Wilcox, 7 carries for 11 yards. The running game's just not there for Rocky. Buell's going to have to do it to get him back in the game. He can't make the error like he made with just throwing it up for grabs. That's a young quarterback making a mistake in a crucial time. He did look sharp. Every other play in that first half, he was sharp. 1 play cost him a lot, especially with the timing of it towards the end of the half. But Graydon Buell looks like he can throw the football. If he gets time, he can throw the ball. And there's guys open in the secondary for Rocky.
Phil, it's the Frontier Conference. Anything
can happen.
It's true. It's 17-6 at halftime. The Bulldogs of Montana Western out on top at the break. Homecoming Saturday in Dillon. Is the SEC of NAIA football. It came from my friend Phil Willett. It's true though. Yeah. I mean, you got 4 teams ranked in the top 20 this week. Carroll 5-0. Last time they'd been 5-0, they won a national championship. They're ranked 7th. The College of Idaho 5-1 on the year. They lost to Tech 44-35. They're ranked 10th. Tech 4-2 lost to Carroll and Western. They're ranked 16th, and Montana Western ranked 19th. Now, you told me a great story before we went on the air. They're 4-1, but they could have a winning streak.
Yeah, they finished the last 2022 with 4 straight wins. They struggled in the middle. won 4 straight down the stretch, knocked Tech out of the playoffs. You know, that was a huge win there. They're a Hail Mary tip in College, Idaho loss from having a 9-game win streak. They're 4-1 this year. They should have beat College of Idaho. They scored with 50 seconds to go ahead. College of Idaho wins on a Hail Mary that was tipped. It was the most unbelievable tip I've ever seen. Otherwise, Western's 5-0 this year and 9-game win streak. And, you know, the second quarter looked like that's a team that's on a 9-game win streak. They were dominant in the second quarter. The rankings they are what they are, right? Carroll's obviously phenomenal. Their defense is good. They always are good. College of Idaho can score. You know, they've got skill guys everywhere. Montana Tech is very talented. I was surprised last week in Butte how Montana Western handled Tech up front on both sides. That one kind of surprised me. Montana's skill guys, there's nobody better in the league. Their wide receivers, their quarterback is phenomenal. And they have guys on the edge. The kid from Whitehall, Alexander, great player. So all 4 of those teams, to me, deserve to be in the playoffs. Obviously, they're not going to be. Now that they've expanded to 20 teams this year, we should get 2.
Well, we're going to get at least 2.
We should, yeah.
And we don't have to beat everybody up by playing everybody twice, which is going to be a benefit.
Yep.
But you're right, though. We should have 4 teams, 3 or 4 teams from the Frontier, and Montana Western should probably be ranked higher than 19.
They absolutely should. And you know, when you start outside of the polls when the season starts, it's really hard to get yourself
no idea.
very far up into the polls. There were so many unknowns for the Bulldogs going into the season. You know, John Jund is not the quarterback anymore. Michael Palandri is. Nobody knows who he is. That's other than Western. He's a great player. There's all freshman receivers across the board other than Isaiah Thomas. Turns out Eli Norris is pretty good. John Kirkland's pretty good. And running backs, new running backs.
We're going to take one final break. We come back, quarter number 3 from Dillon. Who in one season announced 6 homecoming games. This is my 6th.
6 homecoming? Wow.
I don't think I have any more. But, I mean, how is that even possible?
I think that's an unofficial NAIA record.
Reminds me of when I was in college at Liberty. Senior year, Liberty played in 5 homecoming games. We weren't very good. Everybody's scheduled us for homecoming. We had 1 at home and 4 on the road. We played Jacksonville State from Alabama. Football is big in Alabama. And it was the 5th game of the season. They were 4-0. They were nationally ranked. And we stayed right with Jacksonville State that afternoon, right up until kickoff, that is. Got beat 64-0. But we did score the following week against Delta State in Mississippi. We only lost 56-6.
Improvement. What town is Liberty in?
Lynchburg, Virginia.
Lynchburg, Virginia.
And a Montana Western with the lead and the football, and this is going to be returned from the goal line and out across the 15, the 20, near the 25-yard line. So the Bulldogs offensively are on the field in that first half. 11 first downs for Montana Western and 5 for Rocky. 204 yards compared to 119 for Rocky.
Be interesting to see the quarter breakdown of the yardage, because Rocky of that 119 had almost all of that in the first quarter.
In that first quarter, they had 105.
105?
So they had 14 yards of offense in that first quarter, and they had no first downs in the second quarter and 14 yards of offense in the second quarter. So it was all Bulldogs. The Bulldogs will strike first, and boy, Kirkley has, that was Isaiah Thomas, rather, making that catch. Was he in bounds? No. How many times have we seen that today?
Yeah, on this side, it's all been on this sideline, and every time's been, let's see on the replay here of, yep, good call. He was on the white line. Almost a toe tapper there, but good throw there by Michael Palandri. But again, Thomas running out of real estate on this near sideline.
Norris, their leading receiver in the game with 3 catches all in the second half. He was ignored in that first half. Here comes Humphrey. He hit right at the line. Humphrey dives forward for a short gain. So third down coming up for the Bulldogs as we start this third quarter.
Prince Johnson saved an opportunity for a long gain there, I think, for Jake Humphrey. Good job hanging on to the shoestring there for Johnson. Otherwise, I believe Humphrey gets out into the secondary.
The numbers for Palandri, 9 of 17, 98 yards, and a touchdown as Norris caught that touchdown late in the second quarter. This is going to be third down and 7 for Montana Western. Palandri looking left all the way. Norris, the intended receiver, and Norris took a huge hit. Phil, you go over the middle, you know you're going to get hit.
Yeah, and they're doubling. I just watched at that time. I was looking at Eli Norris pre-snap to see what the look was. And they're doubling Eli Norris. That's why he's getting shut down a little bit here. Coverage over the top. That's when you have to go backside on that to Isaiah Thomas. He has to win one-on-one on the backside here with the single-side receiver.
DeWard to punt. Barnett back deep for Rocky. Rocky, 2 field goals in the first quarter. They have not scored a touchdown. And Barnett did not call for the fair catch. Picked it up short of the 40-yard line. And the Rocky offense on the field looked good that first quarter. And they were completely shut down in quarter number 2. And let's see what Rocky has here in this second half and what adjustments they made.
Well, Rocky defense did what we talked about at halftime, what they have to do. They can't allow points. And not only that, they went 3 and out, and they get the football at the 40-yard line. So they give their offense the ball in great shape here to start this third quarter.
Rocky Erickson, Phil Willett, Dillon, homecoming 2023 for the Bulldogs, 17-6. Montana Western leads. Rocky led 6-0 on 2 short field goals by Drake in that first quarter. And they worked for the 40-yard line, play action. Buell had a big first quarter. Buell will run, and Buell is going to scramble for a gain of about 7 yards.
Yeah, good job there by Graydon Buell, tucking it in and picking up some positive yardage. He's a better runner than I expected him to be. He did a nice job of that in the first quarter and then didn't run at all in that second quarter.
And Buell, their leading rusher in the game, but just 22 yards on the ground. So far this afternoon for Rocky, it's going to be second down and 4. Buell gets it off, and pass is caught by Waddell. And Waddell will not have been brought down. Forward progress stop. Rockies across the midfield move the chains, and that's just their second first down since quarter number 1.
Well, now they come out this first drive of the third quarter looking like the first quarter. You know, nice easy pitch and catch. Get the first down, sit in the hole there. Good job by Waddell sitting in that zone coverage.
McGrain's going to come into motion across the right side. First down and 10. Buell wants to throw on first down. He throws in traffic, and it's incomplete. And there were more red jerseys than white jerseys in the direction of that pass.
Yeah, Graydon Buell's lucky to get that one back. Prado would have had another interception there. I don't think he saw the ball coming, but he was certainly more in line to catch that than Rocky was.
Buell was picked off once in that first half. It's going to be second down and 10. Cross midfield, Rocky works from the 45-yard line, just 1 and 3 in the conference, and Buell will run, spins out of one tackle, and Buell down to the 41-yard line for a gain of about 3. What a season it's been for Rocky. They beat nationally ranked Dickinson State by 1 at home to start the season. They shut out Northern 45-0. They led against Carroll into the fourth quarter 20-0. Carroll came back and won that game 21-20. They won at Eastern Oregon. They lost College of Idaho and Southern Oregon. A flag is down here, but the competitiveness of the Frontier Conference week in and week out, this league is so good.
Yeah, it's literally well, there's a couple that can't, but it's literally anybody can beat anybody on any given weekend. There's no doubt about it. Northern has been struggling for a few years now. They need to get that going up there in Havre.
They got a great stadium.
Yeah, they do have a good facility now, but they need to get it going up there. It's been too long that Northern's not been a good football team.
Buell's going to take a hit. Buell's going down. He's going to be sacked again.
Tanner Harrell, the veteran leader for the Bulldogs. Reese Arts made a play in the first half. The two defensive linemen, they're the captains of this defense. Tanner Harrell, excellent penetration there. Quickly, Graydon Buell had no chance on that one.
Isaiah Thomas is back to receive the punt from Wyatt Bresvin. Bresvin comes in averaging 38 yards a kick. And Montana Western's getting the ball back. Here in the third, they lead 17-6. The snap from midfield. Nice kick. Thomas does not call for the fair catch, pays the price, brought down to the 10-yard line.
Well, I'm not sure why he didn't call for the fair catch. The Bulldogs are lucky that Isaiah Thomas didn't fumble that. Good job holding on to it, but that's a tough one.
Life water. Taste. And feel.
Have the ball back. They've got the lead 17-6. Their drive will start on the 10-yard line. Philandry, they're going to keep it on the ground. And with the carry is going to be Gibson. Gibson went for over 100 yards last week against Montana Tech. They rushed for 273 yards in that game. How do you rush for 273 in the Frontier Conference?
Yeah, that's in a good hole there for the front five for the Bulldogs. A good tackle in the open field, number 17 for Rocky Reynolds. But, yeah, there's not a lot of rushing attacks in the Frontier. It's a lot of through the air.
Palandry wants to throw on second down. Norris makes the catch. What a great run after the catch. The 25, the 30, the 35, the 40. Eli Norris showing his wheels, and a penalty flag comes in late after that great run after the catch. for the leading receiver in the Frontier Conference, true freshman, Eli Norse.
Yeah, and that he makes me look smart. Didn't we talk about pregame? He's good when the ball is in his hands after the catch. He's going to get a taunting penalty, though, after the play, and his father, Coach Ryan Norse, is not going to be happy. But Eli, he's so explosive when he's got the ball in his hands. And a good job downfield by the receivers blocking and not blocking in the back. That's not easy to do either. I think Dad's going to have a little talk with him after the game on that one, though. But you watch, just making men miss everywhere.
You know, I highlighted Montana Western football on my sports show this week.
You did?
You said you listen every day, and then you missed that one.
The one time I don't listen.
And that's going to be another penalty against the Bulldogs. False start. That'll push him back 5 yards. So the new turf field going to be all ready to go by first game next season?
That is the plan. They have moved all the grass has all been removed. They're shaping the stadium as we speak. The plan is to be playing in the new stadium. First game of 2024.
Take some of that turf and build a putting green in your yard. And on the carry is going to be Gibson. Big hole, the 40. Gibson, midfield, stiff arm, still on his feet to the 35-yard line. Are you kidding me? What a run by Pete Gibson.
Huge hole up front, but Pete does a good job of getting extra yards after contact, too. But you see the opened up, it's the parting of the Red Sea right there. And Pete, you watch, Rocky defenders are trying to strip the ball. Well, they forgot about trying to get him down to the ground. But these shorter running backs that have a low center of gravity, they're so hard to bring down one-on-one.
Gibson, 5'8", 170-pound junior. Hometown hero, Gibson again. 30, 25. After a huge run, they hand it off to him again, another first down.
Yeah, he picks up a 44-yarder and now backs it up with an 11-yarder. All of a sudden, he's now over 60 yards rushing as well.
And could Gibson have back-to-back 100-yard rushing games? 3 wide receivers right side. Kirkley's out with Norse. Gibson stays in the game. First down and 10. Gibson's going to get a break here. He'll block the pass to the end zone. Incomplete. John Kirkley, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. You know, the last 2 quarters, this is the Bulldog team I thought we would see.
Yeah, they have a good mixture of running passes these past couple drives. And that just taking a shot there, that was just a couple inches out of the outstretched arms there of Kirkley. But good throw there, only where John could go get it from Palandri. So excellent job there. Good protection up front by the Bulldog front 5 as well.
It's going to be second down and 10. The Bulldogs lead 17-6. Under 9 minutes left. Palandri, his pass is caught near the 30-yard line.
That was a good catch by Isaiah Thomas. He takes a shot there from Bruisman. You'll see on the replay here. Palandri's a good thrower on the run, but a good solid catch and a good solid hit. Clean hit there by Bruisman right in the midsection. That's one where you don't come back with air when you're Isaiah Thomas. And he does step off the sideline here. He's a bit shaken up.
The Bulldogs need 2 yards for a first down here. Third down and short. And Norse in motion. Quarterback keep, Palandri, and it's going to be close.
It's going to be
I don't think they got it. It's going to be right at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they need to get about to the 14 and a half maybe.
They're not bringing the sticks out. Fourth down and short. Field goal units not coming on the field. The Bulldogs are going to go for it here on fourth down. They're 6 of 8 on the season. Same play. Palandri needed half a yard. Ends up with 4 yards. And now Montana Western 7 of 9 on fourth downs this season. Move the chains. A huge first down.
Well, if you have a quarterback that can run the football, you'll watch here on this replay. It's a quarterback power. It's an extra blocker for the offense behind the running back. A quarterback power with a running quarterback is a really hard play to stop on short yardage situations.
It's going to be first down and 10 from the 12-yard line. 2 wide receivers left side. And the quarterback keep again, Palandri. And Palandri for about 4 yards. And that quarterback was not going to slide.
No.
I mean, he just a total quarterback run, and he was going to take the hit.
Yeah, little read pass option there. Reading the defender on the edge, which he made the correct decision. All of a sudden, it looks like we have John Junn back out there again. It seems like with the QB run, I expect we're going to see a look at Eli Norris here in the red zone. This is where they really like to get him the football. He's good in space. They've done a lot of wide receiver screens down in this situation. We'll see what Coach Norris calls here.
Eli Norris has scored a touchdown in every game this year, including this afternoon. Palandri is going to be sacked, and a loss of about 1 on the play. So with 6 minutes and 12 seconds left to be played. Here in the third quarter, it's 17-6 our score.
Well, that was a blitz pressure there, and man-to-man defense across the board. You need a man-beater route, and there just wasn't anything there for Palandri. He just had to eat that one. You need a quick hitter versus that tight man-to-man coverage. I bet we're going to see it again here. I would be shocked if Rocky doesn't bring the pressure again here.
Palandri 11 of 22, 138 yards, and a touchdown. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. Palandri is going to roll right. Here comes the pressure. Spins out of a tackle. Palandri's going down. He's going to be sacked. And now you're going to see a field goal attempt.
Again, bringing pressure, playing man-to-man coverage. You have to be able to beat that if you're the Bulldogs. They try to roll away from the pressure, but again, steps up and there's just nowhere to go for him. Palandri has to eat it. Lucky he didn't fumble that one. That ball was kind of floating around there away from his body.
34-yard field goal attempt. Mears was good from 21 yards in the first quarter, and he is 5 of 6 on the season. From 34 yards out, snap back to hold. The kick is up, and that is good. Another made field goal, and it's 20-6. Bulldogs out on top. Two for two on field goals. That was good from 34. The Bulldogs lead 20-6. Fewest points the Bulldogs have scored this season. Their 1-point win against Southern Oregon here at home, 24-23. Bulldogs coming to this game averaging 37 points a contest. And Rockies getting the football back here in quarter number 3. And there will be a return from the goal line. And a nice return out across the 30-yard line.
Well, that was a good hit at that time. That was the best return by far from Barnett here. Found a seam on the far sideline. We'll see here in the replay. There's too many Bulldogs there, lost their lane contained there. You got to be spread out a little bit better on that far sideline. if you're the kickoff coverage team. But a good job, Barnett. He hit that hole and hit it hard. Brought down there by the kicker, number 53 for the Bulldogs. Navarrete, he's the punter actually. But kicks off.
Montana Western, 297 total yards in the game. Rocky with 135, screen pass incomplete. Killian Jr., the intended receiver, and he's their second leading receiver on the season to Joseph Dwyer. Now it's going to be second down and 10. Buell on the afternoon, 11 of 15, 107 yards in the game, and he had some wide open receivers in that first quarter. It's going to be line of scrimmage, the 35-yard line, and Wilcox will come into motion. Buell over the middle. His receiver was wide open, and that went right through the hands of Killian. He should have had that, and that would have been enough for a Rocky first down.
We'll get a good look of it here in the replay. Killian sitting himself down a little bit in the zone, and Buell just led him across the field. A little bit of a miscommunication there between quarterback and receiver.
Third down and 10. Rocky has not. They've only had one first down since the first quarter of this game. And Buell's pass is caught, but I think that might be short of the first down. Let's see where the mark is. They're going to be about a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, that's a poor job by the receiver on that far sideline. You have to run past the sticks on 3rd and 10. You can't make a catch and be short of the first down. You have to know the down and distance. That's just an error there on the far side. I think that was Killian, right? Who's a veteran receiver. You know, if it's a low throw like that, you're short. And he runs it one more yard, it's a first down, and they're continuing on offense.
Bruceman to punt. Isaiah Thomas is back. What a booming kick. Big bounce, and Isaiah Thomas takes it on one bounce and scampers out of bounds. The Bulldogs will have the football back under 4 minutes left to be played. Here in the third quarter, it is 20-6. Montana Western out on top as they try to win their 4th straight game. Conference corporate sponsors: Cooper Tire, Tire-Rama, D.A. Davidson, Irk Hotels, McDonald's, Northwestern Energy, Pepsi, and U.S. Bank.
Jake Humphrey with a nice 3-4 yard carry on first down there for the Bulldogs. Mason Browning in on the tackle.
Short gain, 2nd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. 2 points away from having a perfect season. Lost at the final play of the game, a Hail Mary against the College of Idaho in week number 2. Over the middle, pass caught, Norse, and Norse will get a first down. And a gain of about 11 on that play, and You know, they're putting double coverage on Eli Norris, and he somehow is getting open. He was not getting open in that first quarter, though.
No, that was his 5th catch. About one, his season average, what do you have, 43 catches coming into the ballgame? So he's catching 7-8 passes a game. I suspect he'll get to that number by the end of this ballgame. They'll find a way to get him the football. He's too explosive after the catch to not continue to look to him.
Humphrey with a short game. Well, Norris had a 169-yard receiving game against Southern Oregon, 117 against LC, and then 106 against the College of Idaho. Came in number 1 on the Frontier, averaging 116 yards a game, and that's 4th best in the nation. True freshman.
Yeah, led in catches, yards, touchdowns, led the league in all 3 coming in. 5 for 73 and a touchdown so far today.
What's interesting, a touchdown reception in every game this year. Humphrey with a short game. Now, wonder how long he can keep a streak like that going. Wouldn't that be something?
Wow, I mean, that's got to be close to a record to start your career.
Exactly.
I don't know that there's a stat out there like that, but that's quite impressive as a true freshman to 5 games in, now 6 games in, and you've got a touchdown in every one. That's unbelievable.
And I thought Nate Simpkins' records would be on the books forever and ever here at Montana Western.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting if Eli can stay healthy for 4 years and continues at the pace he's at. He's going to put up some monster numbers. And he's got a good quarterback getting him the ball, too, in Palandri.
3rd down, and 4. Palandri takes a hit, stiff arm, another stiff arm, still on his feet. The pass to Norris, incomplete. How about the way Palandri avoided being sacked? That is one tough quarterback.
Yeah, and that was almost a home run, too. He tried the good job on the scramble drill by Eli Norris, just going vertical when he sees Palandri under pressure. Good job by Barnett, though, breaking that pass up. He could have easily got lulled to sleep there, but he batted it away from Eli, or that would have been a big play for the Bulldogs.
Dorn to punt. Barnett to receive. Boy, what a high spiral. And Barnett from the 20-yard line got room across the 25 and 30, and he takes a hit on that Montana Western sidelines. And a Rocky offense will come back on the field. 62 seconds left. It's still an unfamiliar defensive game. You do not expect that in the Frontier.
No, you don't. 20-6. That seems like a first quarter score in the Frontier a lot of times. Credit both defenses playing hard here in this ball game. And Rocky got the 6 points their first 2 drives, and since then, it's been a stone job by the Western defense. See what Graydon Buell can come out. 12 of 17, 116 and an interception, but he was 10 of 11 in the first quarter.
Got off to a great start. Just 1 first down for Rocky since that first quarter. That was on their last drive. Buell flushed out of the pocket. He'll run the 30 to 35-yard line. A gain of about 4 on the play for Graydon Buell.
You see the front 4 of the Bulldog defensive line here now. They're starting to take control of this ball game in the second quarter. Not much time. Credit Buell for tucking and running and getting what he can here, but good interior pressure from Tanner Harrell immediately on Buell.
It's going to be 2nd down and 6 from the 35-yard line for Rocky. Buell, 6'2", 215 out of Cheyenne. Wilcox with the carry, and Wilcox goes nowhere, and Rouser on the stop.
Yeah, Cameron Rouser, as sure of a tackler as you're going to see. He came here as a safety. Yeah, he's gotten a little bigger now, playing inside backer, wearing the legacy number 18 jersey passed down from Nate Simpkins, and signifying the number 18 county for Beaverhead County. That's the number here. It's the 37 of the Montana Grizzlies.
In the Army National Guard, you'll serve part-time to be ready to respond at all times. You'll train to master the skills and equipment
For Rocky to start this fourth quarter. Montana Western out on top of the Bears 20-6. Three wide receivers set to go on the right side. For Buell, he's 12 of 17. 116 yards on the afternoon. And line of scrimmage at 35-yard line. Buell looking right, airs it out, incomplete. And Killian, the intended receiver, the pass not quite there.
Well, bad read by Buell there. Lucky the pass wasn't there. Latu was taking that one the other way for 6 points. He had jumped that out-cut route there. Good job by the secondary. You know, with 5 wides, the time's not going to be there, so they don't have a lot of time to throw it. But watch Buell here on this throw on the replay. You might not be able to see it on the – you can't quite see the angle there, but Latu had jumped that route, and a good job there knowing the sticks.
Isaiah Thomas is back to retrieve the punt. Bruceman's going to rush up there, that rugby-style kick, and Thomas backs up the 20, Thomas the 25, and he's knocked out. You know, a fake punt, I mean, you're down 20-6, fourth quarter, why not?
I think he was investigating a little bit there, was Bruceman. That's the first time we've seen the rugby style, and I think he was making sure that the Bulldogs played that one honest. Otherwise, he would have taken off. You can see there, he's kind of looking around on the replay of whether or not he's going to punt this or not. Credit the Bulldogs number 41, Rimmer, staying home and making sure Bruceman punts it. Bruceman from Shelby, I'm going to guess he played quarterback or running back for the Shelby Coyotes. Probably a two-way player, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And first down, is it caught? I don't believe it is. You know, Shelby's one of those few Class B teams like Colstrip that play 8-man football and compete in, you know, Class B and everything else.
Yeah, I bet there's going to be a bit of that, more of that going on, you know, as they kind of restructure the schools, and some of those rural areas are just losing school enrollment so much.
It's going to be second down and 10. Norris will come in motion for the Bulldogs. Norris screen pass caught, and Norris another nice run after the catch. I was in Highwood last night, and that was 6-man Class C football as they played Harlowton Rygate. Rygate and Harlow, they stay unbeaten on the year at 8-0. Homecoming court last night, Phil, every girl in the school was on the field for homecoming court. I think it was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, there's just so many of those schools throughout Montana that's what it is. You know, that's what they're down to, and the co-ops. Just to get a 6-man team, you have them to co-op towns.
Third down and 4. Norse in motion again. Palandri looking for Norse. Palandri's caught up. Palandri's going to be sacked. Sacked again for a big, big loss. You know what's hard for me as a sportscaster is keeping track who's in 8-man football, who's in 6-man football, and what teams are co-oping with who. It changes every year.
Yeah, it does. It's unbelievable. You can see here on the replay, heavy pressure. Again, Rocky brings the blitz. And again, they're there. Number 97, first man there, Ethan Hurst for the Bears. But it's like clockwork. It's third down. Rocky's bringing pressure. Western's got to adjust.
And Barnett is back. Beautiful punt. Spiral. Barnett, 31-yard line. On the return, the 40, trying to jump over a defender, and the Rocky offense is back on the field. It's 20-6. We're in quarter number 4. Rocky Erickson with Phil Willett. Homecoming 2023 here in Dillon. Rocky only down 2 touchdowns with a lot of time left in this college football game. And Rocky's got the football back, and they make something happen here. They haven't scored since the first. Brusman, pass is caught out on the flat. Dreyer with a nice run after the catch, and they get across midfield down to the 37-yard line. Phil, we could have a whole nother game here if Rocky gets a touchdown and make it a touchdown game.
Yeah, that completely changes the complexion of this football game. But Dwyer wide open over here. I'm not sure a breakdown on the coverage on this trip side of the receiver set. Nobody around Dwyer.
First down and 10 for the 37-yard line. Rocky's on the move. Wilcox will come into motion. And the pass to Waddell down near the sidelines. And Waddell makes the catch out of bounds near the 5-yard line. And Rocky knocking on the door here. They have not scored a touchdown this afternoon.
Good throw there from Graydon Buell. You couldn't put it in a better spot. Waddell won his man-to-man coverage there on the true freshman Ulrich from Billings Central, A.J. Ulrichs, number 29.
It's going to be first and goal at the 5-yard line here. And the pass caught at about the 2-yard line. Wilcox makes the catch. How big is this for Rocky? They've got to score to get back in this game.
Well, and it has to be a touchdown. It can't be a field goal. They only give him down to the 4. Just a 1-yard
game.
Yeah.
It's going to be second and goal. Just inside the 5-yard line for Blewett.
This is definitely 4-down territory. It's an absolute must for Rocky to get a touchdown.
Buell takes a snap, handoff Wilcox, hit at the 5, and Wilcox dives forward, does not get in, but he's inside the 1-yard line.
Well, good job by Wilcox just getting down there because there was penetration right off the bat there. Number 31, you can see that. Cole Hogan misses the tackle in the hole there, and Wilcox able to get her down to the 1.
It's going to be third down and goal at the 1-yard line. Buell in the shotgun. Wilcox goes nowhere. And now it's 4th down. You got to go for it.
Yep. Braden Smith from Whitehall bringing down Wilcox in the backfield. That's one you got to do a little read option there, and Buell's got to keep that football. That was a crashing down hard, not respecting the run from Buell at all there for the Bulldog defense.
And Rocky's got to take a timeout here. 4th down and goal, 1-yard line, 10.5 left to be played in this contest. It's 20-6. Montana Western out on top on homecoming. Biggest play of the game for the Rocky offense. 4th down and a long yard. Wilcox doesn't get it.
Not even
the Western defense holds. That was simply huge. A A 5'8", 160-pound running back taken right up the middle on 4th and 1.
You don't want to second guess, but we've talked about, there's a flag on the field, how much Rocky has struggled to run the football all year, and you try to run it 3 times in a row down on the goal line. You're setting yourself up for failure.
And the penalty against Montana Western, that's going to cost them about 16 inches.
Yeah.
Half the distance to the goal.
But what it costs them is their coach being really mad at them. Like, that's just something you can't do. And Braden Smith is one of the leaders on this Bulldog defense who just made 2 great plays. But you have to walk off the field and you know, I'm sure it was a taunting or, you know, and their refs are emphasizing that as they should. But you're right. That might be the shortest penalty of all time.
Well, the drive will start on about the 1-foot line, and Palandre is going to hand it off, and a gain of about 3 yards. So the Bulldogs trying to get breathing room here. That was Humphrey, and boy, that could have changed this entire game. That would have made it a touchdown game. If Rocky would have scored, it would have been 20-13.
Yeah, but again, Zaire Wilcox, 11 carries for 12 yards, and you give him the ball 3 times in a row there on the goal line. I just don't think that's the right way to score a touchdown inside the 5 there for Rocky.
It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Humphrey again, and Humphrey goes nowhere. Now it's 3rd down, and the Bulldogs got to attempt a pass here.
Well, that's the thing, right? Does Coach Norris trust his young quarterback down here inside his own 5-yard line in the 4th quarter?
You got number 7.
I bet you you're going to be right. I bet you we're going to see a little quick screen to Norris. He does have him, you know, on this near side. It's the short side of the field, not an ideal spot to run a little screen. Let's see if he goes across the set here.
Norris, 6 catches, 81 yards, keeps his touchdown streak alive. He's scored a touchdown in every game. Palandre, 5 yards deep in the end zone. Palandre is going to air it out to number 7, and Norris nowhere near the football. And now the Bulldogs will punt. You know, DeWert's been doing a great job, but he's got a punt from the back of his end zone here.
Yeah, and it's a short, you know, you normally get a 15-yard from center to punter exchange. It's about 13 yards here. I suspect Rocky's going to come after this. I would be shocked if they don't. They got to try to create a big play here.
And Barnett's back at the 40-yard line. So you think Rocky would send everybody they do, and not a great punt, but it does take a Rocky bounce. So Western bounce rather. Rocky's offense on the field from the Western 45-yard line. Let's set the stage. 8 minutes and 57 seconds left to be played in this Frontier Conference game. It's 20-6, the 19th ranked team in the nation. The Montana Western Bulldogs out on top of the Battling Bears of Rocky, 20-6. A huge drive here for Rocky. Great field position for Montana Western's 45. Buell's going to go over the middle, and that pass is in front of Dwyer in the dirt. It's going to be second down and 10 here. This is the fewest points scored by a Bulldog team this season. A program that came in averaging 37 yards a game. Rocky trying to find the end zone for the first time this afternoon. Wilcox will come in motion. And flushed out of the pocket, Buell takes a hit at the line. Buell's going down. And all of a sudden, it's third down again.
Yeah, good job, Cameron Rouser, in the open field there. Buell looked like he was going to have some running room, but Rouser just stoned him there and waited for his teammates to come join him. A couple scores around the frontier. Eastern Oregon 3, Carroll 0 in the second quarter. College of Idaho 52-0 over Northern. Not a surprise there.
That Carroll Eastern Oregon game, that's early. It's going to be third down and 10. You got to wonder if they come up short, will they go for it? Buell going to go over the middle. The pass is deflected. Rouser, is there more than one number 18 out there?
Surprise, surprise. Cameron Rouser making a play. Southern Oregon 35-0 over Arizona Christian. I believe that's at the half.
Wow.
Southern Oregon's just getting better.
All November games should be you and I in Arizona Christian doing games.
Whoever they play, doesn't matter.
Fourth down, huge play. They went for it on fourth and goal from the one. They came up short. Fourth down and 10. Buell flushed out of the pocket. Buell has to run now. He's past the line, and he picks up 6. And Rocky comes up short again on fourth down, and the Bulldogs will come out. 8 minutes and 2 seconds left. And Montana Western needs to establish a couple of first downs and put this game away.
Put this game on ice. It's surprising Cameron Rouser made the tackle on that one on 4th and 10. He's been all over the place here in the second half.
What a series for him.
Yeah.
A deflected pass and 2 tackles.
Yeah, it's a, well, that's what, if you're the defensive coordinator, right? 4th and 10, you want the quarterback out running. You know, Buell's a good runner, but not a great runner. And going to be tough for him to pick up 10 yards on 4th and 10 with his legs.
The drive will start for the Bulldogs on their 40-yard line. Palandri, 13 of 27, 150 yards on the afternoon. And a touchdown. They keep it on the ground at a big hole. Out across the 50-yard line. Gibson, the 30, the 20, the 10. Gibson into the end zone with a touchdown. That covers 60 yards for Pete Gibson. Back-to-back 100-yard rushing games for Pete Gibson.
Wow. What a backbreaker for Rocky. Unbelievable run. You see it right here in the replay. The hole was there. He hit it hard, but watch. Breaks a tackle there. Bruisman. Nope, not Bruisman there, number 23. Sorry, not a good effort there. That was Waddell from Livingston. Not a good effort there on the that would be the other Waddell, right? They're brothers.
There's 2 Waddells, yeah.
Even though one went to Laurel, the other one went to Livingston, correct? Yeah.
They're both from Livingston, but one transferred to Laurel.
That's
when
right.
Livingston struggled to have a varsity football team. Kick is up. It's good. 27-6. A 60-yard touchdown run for Pete Gibson. Back-to-back 100-yard rushing games, and now it's 27-6. How quickly things can change. Phil, think about it. Let's go back a couple of series. Rocky 4th down and 1, and they went for it on 4th down from the 1-yard line. They came up short. If they would have had a touchdown there, it would have been a 1-touchdown game.
Yeah, it's 20-13, and just like that, it's 27-6, and a 60-yard run from Pete Gibson. How about that? 5 carries, 125 yards, and a touchdown for Pete Gibson.
Our Game of the Week sponsors are, that's you, I think. Oh, our Game of the Week sponsors, the Montana Chevy dealers. Also brought to you by Opportunity Bank, Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW, and Pepsi. So the question is, Phil, why does Mr. Gibson not get more opportunities? He's averaging 25 yards a carry.
Well, they're smaller backs. They can't, it's tough for someone that's 170 pounds.
A lateral on the return. Well, they didn't cough it up, but it wasn't that effective.
170 pounder, they can't carry the load 25 carries a game. They have a good mixture of Humphrey and Gibson. Look, Humphrey's 5.5 yards a carry. And, Pete's broke a couple huge runs. But they're a good combination, Humphrey and Pete Gibson. 1-2, they're both fresh at all times. See the squib kick here. Trying a little trickery. Rocky's trying to do anything to get back in the game there with a little razzle-dazzle and pitch back, and probably cost them a couple more yards. But good job by the Bulldogs of staying home and not being fooled on that.
230 yards rushing in this game from Montana Western. They had 273 yards rushing at Montana Tech last week. If you can run at this level, you can be effective. Another sack as Graydon Buell is going down.
Well, the blood's in the water now, right, for this defensive line. Their ears are pinned back, and they're coming. They're not going to respect the run now. There's no doubt about that. How many sacks on the ball game? That is now the 5th sack for the Bulldog defense.
4th down and 20. And down 27-6. It's rather 2nd down. I thought that had to be right. The yard marker on the other side said 4th down, so that can't be right. And Buell flushed out pass. Is it caught? It is caught by Killian. And a gain of about 11. That one's going to be 3rd down and long coming up for Rocky. Rocky comes in 1-3 in the Frontier. They're 3-3 on the year. Remember, they almost upset Carroll at home in week 3. They led against the Saints 20-0. Carroll came back and won that game 21-20. Big 3rd down play here for Rocky. 3rd down and long. Buell over the middle, wide open wide receiver. Killian moved the chains. He knew where the 1st down marker was. The tiny wide receiver went across the middle, knew he was going to take a hit, and got the 1st down.
Good throw there by Buell. Nice confident throw inside the pocket, finding Killian. Good sliding catch there from Killian as well.
1st down and 10, pass count. The running back, Wilcox, comes out of the backfield to make the catch. Rocky down 27-6. But they're not giving up. 1st down and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, credit Rocky here, sticking with it. Try to get something going here. Little no huddle. Pick up the pace a little bit here. Buell looks sharp so far in this drive.
They air it out deep, incomplete. Killian goes up, takes a big hit. And that one's going to be 3rd down and short. Coming up for Rocky.
Yeah, that one just sailed on Buell there, but you see the pressure down below there on the feet of Buell was Briar Munson.
Third down and short. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 here. Waddell is going to come into motion. Buell goes over the middle, incomplete. And Dwyer was the intended receiver. Do you go for it on 4th down and short?
I guess
the 42-yard. Do you have a choice?
I guess I don't see why you wouldn't. I don't think it. You're down 3 touchdowns. 5:30 to go. You're down 3 touchdowns. Your only chance of possibly making this a game is going for it here on 4th down.
Another 4th down opportunity for Rocky. They're 0 for 2 on 4th downs. In this 4th quarter, they need 3 yards here. Waddell makes the catch, move the chains midfield. They get the much-needed 1st down, and Rocky keeps their drive alive, down 27-6 late in this 4th quarter.
Well, good throw there by Buell on the 4th down conversion. Romeo Simpson, the true freshman from Hawaii, on coverage. Bulldogs starting have played 3 true freshmen at corners today. That's unbelievable.
The Hawaii connection still related to when Tommy Lee was the head coach?
There's still a lot of players coming over there. There's a lot of good football in that state.
You know, when Tommy, a couple of years ago, we were here, and Tommy Lee, who you coached with, went into the Hall of Fame, I went up to him afterwards and I said, you know, you made my life as a sportscaster miserable with all those Hawaiian names. Not easy at all.
No, a lot of vowels.
2nd down and 10, pass incomplete. Ben Rooney in the game, and all of a sudden, 3rd down again for Rocky. Rocky comes in 3-3 on the year, 1-3 in the mighty Frontier Conference. Is there a better NAIA football conference in the nation, top to bottom? Well, you got 4 Frontier Conference teams ranked in the top 20 this week. Quick out, Rooney makes the catch, and Rooney gets the 1st down to the 37-yard line. And this is one of the best drives that Rocky has had since the 1st quarter, but time is running out for the Badland Bears. Under 5 minutes left to be played in this game.
Well, and Western's going to give up those little, dink and dunk passes there just to have the clock continue to run. But a good job of Rooney finishing that with authority down in the secondary.
And Rooney makes another catch on this drive, his 3rd, and a gain of about 5. 27 points on the scoreboard for Montana Western, the 2nd fewest. That's 10 under their season average, but they did not score in that 1st quarter. And Rocky led at the end of 1, 6-0. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. Buell, pump fake. Buell's going to go down. No! He stays on his feet. He eludes the sack. He throws to the end zone, and Dwyer makes the catch for a touchdown. Are you kidding me? That covers 32 yards, and that is one of the most spectacular plays in the Frontier Conference this season.
What an effort by Graydon Buell. Unbelievable. No quit. You'll see it here on the replay. Multiple pressure. Hogan.
I said he was sacked.
Hart's missed him. And then obviously the Western secondary just dropped coverage, thinking that he's down, and Dwyer wide open by himself there in the end zone. Great individual effort by Graydon Buell.
Well, the whole world thought Buell was sacked. So Rocky, that is their 1st touchdown of the game. It's 27-13. Montana Western out on top, and boy, the scramble for Graydon Buell, the 6'2", 215-pound junior out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. That was really something. You need to have Marty get the that play to ESPN for SportsCenter tonight.
Well, you have to appreciate the effort by Buell, down 21 with 4 minutes to go, to put forth that type of a performance on that particular play. Spectacular effort, and just a credit to him. We'd like to thank our University of Montana Western sponsors of this football game. University of Montana Western is thankful for these sponsors: Dennis Scherg at Edward Jones, Bank of Commerce, Baird Hospital and Healthcare, Allegiance Benefit Plan Management, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Pioneer Federal Savings and Loan Association, Beaverhead Motors, Safeway, Mountain View Insurance, Farmers Union Insurance, Flying S Title and Escrow, Northwestern Energy, Taylor Realty, and Game One.
Montana Western's getting the football back, 27-13. Bulldogs lead. If they win, they go to 21-3 at home over the last 3 years. And a new turf field stadium being built. What about the press box? We're going to have heated press boxes with an elevator and a bathroom, right?
I think they're going to make you sit outside, I think. Put you on top, and then I'll be down below here in the nice comfort of the warmth.
I would not be surprised.
Well, Bulldogs certainly expecting an onside kick as we see the lineup. They called a timeout there to make sure they're well prepared to expect. I can't imagine there won't be an onside kick here. Bulldogs have the hands team in, all the little guys. They do have returner number 82, Tanoka, back just in case, standing at his own 25.
Well, Rocky needs this one to go 10 yards and recover the football. Let's see if they can accomplish the onside kick. And does not quite go the 10 yards needed, about 8.5, but, you know, great effort.
That was a good design, but you have to go 10 yards. One of the rules of that one, but yeah, it was set up well. That was Bruisman kicking that off.
Can you take out, I mean, can you have other players take out some of the return teams so you can have a hole open to retrieve the football, or is that illegal?
Well, you can say, I think you can still do it in college. The NFL, they've basically outlawed every hitting. That used to be the premise of that, is just bounce it up there and everybody else just blows everybody away. But I think in college it still is legal. They did a little bit of it there. That was set up perfectly. It just didn't go 10 yards, went 9. And Bruce, when you could see him, he was trying to wave it on like you do a putt, like try to hope the wind catches it and blows it another extra yard.
Under 4 minutes left to be played in this football game. Bulldogs need a couple of first downs to put this game away. A fumble on the play. Rocky says they have it, and they do.
Wow.
And the Badland Bears are not going anywhere here this afternoon. Wow. Down 2 touchdowns. Under 4 minutes to go. And Rocky's not giving up.
Jake Humphrey with the carry, got hit right away. We'll see who made the hit there on the play, but an immediate punch of the football. We'll see on the replay. Can't get the number 13 there for Rocky. That's Chris Thomas.
Rocky's only scored 1 touchdown in the last 2 games. They lost to Southern Oregon at home last weekend, 23-5. A field goal and a safety. They have just 1 touchdown here this afternoon, but they still have life. They have possession of the football. Play action. Buell over the middle. Pass is caught. Killian to the 35-yard line. Rouser on the tackle. Rocky on the move. No huddle offense. They need 2 scores here. It's never over. New set of downs from the 35-yard line. Buell looking deep. Buell will run. Buell the 30, the 25. Out of bounds. Stop the clock. Another first down for Rocky.
Well, Western playing the prevent. To me, all the prevent defense does is prevent you from winning. DBs are all way deep in and linebackers nowhere to be found. So Buell does the smart thing. Takes the easy 15-yard gain.
23-yard line. 3 minutes left to be played. Buell in trouble. Buell incomplete. Killian, the intended receiver, was there. Killian unable to make the catch. The clock is stopped. It's going to be second down.
Well, that time Western did bring pressure. Smith up the middle there and gets Graydon Buell off his spot. And anytime you get the QB off his spot, it just makes it so much harder for them to be accurate with the football.
Second down and 10. 22-yard line. Buell. Flushed out again. Buell's going down. Buell is sacked.
Again, Tanner Harrell in on the sack.
That's his 3rd sack.
The 2 leaders up front, Harrell and Arts, they've both started a lot of games for the Bulldog defense.
3rd down, pass caught. You know they're going to go for it on 4th down to the 15-yard line.
Flag on the far side. Would assume that would be an offensive either procedure or what have you. False start, yep.
Pushes him back 5 yards. Well, the Bears score. Recover an onside kick. Score again. We got OT.
In this series, between these two teams, nothing would surprise me.
Well, there's been some wild games. 3rd down and long. Line of scrimmage, the 30. Buell stays in the pocket. Pass is caught, and the Bulldogs doing a great job. Simpson making sure they got a bounce, stop the clock.
Yeah, that was a good job. They're keeping him in catch there by Nikio Thomas. First time we've called his name. 4th and 11.
Buell. He's got a receiver wide open. It's going to be a touchdown. And Rocky has scored again.
Well, Western was not even ready for that play. 4th and 11, and nobody's even ready. Unbelievable.
Rocky very much alive here, not giving up. And Rocky has scored twice late here in the 4th, 1:55 left to be played. And the extra point, snap back, kick is up, line drive kick is good. And it is 27-20. And now we go back again to an onside kick attempt for Rocky.
You see here, you can see here in the replay, the Western defense is not even ready. Latu, he wasn't even lined up there, number 21.
Wilcox with the touchdown.
Credit Rocky for getting right to the line on 4th and 11. And you think Western not ready for it, you call a timeout. That's a huge play. 4th and 11, you got to get a stop.
Buell came into the game 160 yards passing on the season, and Buell has 311 yards in the game. He's put the ball up 39 times, 26 of 39, 2 touchdowns, and interception. And now the all-important onside kick. Their last attempt only went 8 yards.
Yeah, and Western's got to be ready for that because that one was set up. If he kicks it enough, Rocky has a really good chance of getting that football. Rocky has 2 timeouts. If they don't get the onside kick, they still, use their timeouts. They got to stop the run.
It's a 1-touchdown game. It's 27-20. Bruisman trying to pull off some kicking magic here. The second onside kick attempt in the 4th quarter. Bruisman, he's going to punch this one out, and that will be recovered at about the 22-yard line, and the return out across the 25 near the 30-yard line. So Rocky can stop the clock twice here. And that'll be about it.
Well,
I don't quite understand that kickoff.
I was just going to say, that was an
I don't
interesting
get that.
kick. Are you expecting it to bounce away so
maybe,
much?
Maybe they thought it would bounce off one of the return guys.
Yeah.
Kind of a line drive.
That could have been it. That's the only thing that would make any sense. Interesting.
So Montana Western, a first down, game over. And they keep it on the ground. Is that Gibson?
That's Gibson, yep.
Gibson, 3 more yards. Gibson, his 6th carry, 128 yards on the afternoon. Back-to-back 100-yard rushing games. And Gibson with a short gain on that play. And Gibson, 5'8", 170-pound junior from Dillon, and Rocky takes a timeout. They've got 1 left, and the Dillon football program undefeated again this year.
Well, 2nd and 7. Obviously, Rocky's going to sell out on the run. It'll be interesting to see if Coach Norris has the whatever you want to call it, to fake the handoff to the running back and have Palandri keep it off around the edge. When John Jund was here, he would have certainly done that, but the defense would have expected it because he was a running quarterback. who was a pretty good thrower, obviously, as well, too. But it'll be interesting to see, or does he just pound Gibson inside again and try to get it that way? It's obviously if they stop him on third down or second down, there's one timeout left for Rocky.
It'd be gutsy to put the ball up here.
Yeah, I don't see him throwing it. Well, he might throw a little bubble screen to Norris. They are playing pressed up on him over there.
That's a possibility. Low snap. Palandri on the run. Palandri will put it up. It's very safe. Norris makes the catch, and the only problem was he got out of bounds to stop the clock.
But that should probably, well, there's one timeout left. Run it here. Rocky will take a timeout.
No, they won't put it up again.
They won't put it up again. That should probably do it. It'll be very close if they don't get the first down.
Norris his 7th catch, and the officials will take a timeout, 1:23. And they're going to add a few seconds to the clock.
How about that call, though? How much are you trusting a young quarterback and a true freshman wide receiver? That shows a lot to your team right there. That shows you believe in them. And that means a ton for a young quarterback back there.
It was safe. It wasn't exactly a screen pass, but it was a safe pass to the sidelines. And Palandri's going to run, and boy, what a run this is. Palandri's got to get a first down.
Yeah, that does it now.
Palandri to the 47-yard line. Wow.
And wisely, once he gets the first down, gets down.
That was a nice run for the quarterback, Michael Palandri.
That's what I thought he might call on the second down last time. Fake the handoff to Gibson and have the QB keep it there. Again, trusting his young quarterback.
1:12 left, and Rocky still has one timeout left, and they're going to go into victory formation here.
Why is Rocky not burning their last timeout? That seems interesting to.
Mathematically, I don't think with 4 downs it's.
And now he calls
game
it.
over.
Now
they
he
do
calls
call
it after
timeout.
this one.
Boy, what a game!
At least make them snap it as many times as they possibly have to, because you never know. With a center quarterback exchange, they're not. The Bulldogs are almost exclusively out of the shotgun. You come up under center now, anything can happen there.
At the end of the third quarter, it was 20-6. Montana Western out on top. Then Rocky, who hadn't scored a touchdown the entire game, did not score a touchdown the week earlier. 2 passing touchdowns by Buell in the final 4 minutes of the game to make it a 1-touchdown game. And you go back to that 4th and 1 when they ran the ball 3 times in a row from inside the 5 and came up short. This game could be tied.
Yeah, absolutely. They will certainly be thinking about that stop at the 4th, at the goal line there of running the football twice inside the 1. They gave it to Zaire Wilcox with no success.
So victory formation again for Montana Western. They're going to go to 5-1 overall. They're going to go to 3-1 in the Frontier Conference. Rocky will drop their 3rd straight. They're going to go to 1-4 in the Frontier. They're going to go to 3-4 on the season. And they need to snap it one more time, and this game will officially be over as Montana Western will win on homecoming. Another home victory for the Bulldogs as they knock off the Bears of Rocky Mountain College. The final score here in Dillon, Montana Western 27 and Rocky Mountain College 20.
Since before the birth of America, the
He's a 5'8", 175-pound running back, the hometown hero from Dillon. And Pete Gibson is our player of the game. He went for over 100 yards rushing last week against Montana Tech, 128 yards on the ground. And Phil, 6 carries.
Yeah, 21 yards a carry. That's not a bad average. But you're right, back-to-back 100-yard games for Pete Gibson. That's a good combination there they have with Gibson and Jake Humphrey. But Pete Gibson broke 2 big ones. The 60-yarder was the backbreaker for Rocky defense. Had a 44-yarder earlier in the third quarter. So just explosive plays from Pete Gibson there to seal the deal for the Western Bulldogs.
And I think it's going to be our play of the game, and he's going to be our player of the game as well, as Pete Gibson comes up big. And once again, Montana Western has established a phenomenal running game as they have all season long. And here's the game breaker. Pete Gibson heads to the sideline. He goes 60 yards on that touchdown run, and his only touchdown of the game. And that is our play of the game, and that is our player of the game. Running back Pete Gibson. There's Norse, and Norse with a couple of nifty moves, and Norse gets open down the sidelines, and Norse once again the leading receiver. And again, Pete Gibson with an outstanding run. That carry went for 32 yards for Pete Gibson in the second half. And then Gibson trying to get into the end zone there. Palandri had a big game as well for Montana Western. So the Bulldogs, you know, here's a stat for you, Phil. The last 2 weeks, Montana Western has 515 rushing yards combined the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, that sets up the pass for Palandri, no doubt about it. What a great luxury for a young quarterback to have is have a great running game, and they have that. And it's not a one-man run game. It's a multi-headed. You know, it's Humphrey, it's Gibson. Curvin had a big game earlier in the season. He's been out for a couple of games, so it's a tremendous thing. The offensive line has done a great job for the Bulldogs with these young backs and quarterback.
Montana Western now 21-3 at home over the last 5 years. We'll take a break. We'll come back, wrap things up from Dillon. The Bulldogs win it 27-20.